The tilt is real.
Tilt is real.
This is when the tilt is real. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of the Tilt is Real Fantasy Podcast. Coming to you live from the chef's table, here are your hosts, James Crease and Juan Pena.
Let's go. Good morning and happy Sunday. Man, it is week 6. We already have football on the screen. Welcome into the Fantasy Football Sunday Tilt, brought to you by the Tilt is Real Fantasy Football Podcast. Man, we are excited today. We have Mr. Swanson in the building. What's going on, John? How are you today, sir?
I am fantastic, Chef. Thank you very much. Happy week 6, everybody. Happy week 6 in the chat. Happy everyone in the chat's even saying good morning to each other.
I love it.
Which I love.
Tilt squad up, baby.
Right, tilt squad up. Like, let's go. And we have a special guest today.
Yeah, man. Joined with us, Will. You can find him at biasedopinions_ on Twitter. Man, he is a prop bet genius. I have the pleasure of working with him over at Ball Blast Football. He is very happy to join us today. Will, welcome in. Talk to us a little bit about yourself. Give the watchers, the viewers, a little bit of a background.
Man, listen, that intro was very nice, man. Very generous. I appreciate the kind words. What's going on, guys? Good morning to you. Little earlier morning than usual. Obviously, we got this London game 2 weeks in a row. It's shaping up to be a better game than last week. The Jets versus Atlanta Falcons out there. So I'm liking it. Tua's back already 7-3 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Just put in another live bet. Like my man James said, I love to dabble in these prop bets and also on bets in general, whether it be the total or the spread. So glad to be here, man. Originally from New York City, man, a huge New York Giants fan. So I'm happy to see that my man James, got that jersey on. Wasn't able to put mine on this morning, man, because I've been grinding, trying to put out some good parlays, player props, and this morning before the games got started. I got on the show, man, so it's looking good. Look at this, Miami's in the red zone right now, man. So I got the iPad working on the side, man, looking at the scores, getting notifications and everything. But yeah, definitely, man. Big prop person, been doing this since 2004. So now that it's legal and in a lot of states, and I live in one of those states where it's regulated, been taking advantage, whether it be on some of these sports books, on some of these other fantasy apps, doing some player props on a weekly basis, man. So it's a big thing. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at biasedopinions_. Hit me up for anything, man. NFL, NBA related, player props, spreads, anything sports betting related, man. I love it there. So
love it.
Big into the fantasy football and the gambling Twitter community.
Yeah, I met Will out, and he's wearing the T-shirt, the Fantasy Football Expo out in Canton, Ohio. We were just sitting there, and he saw me in my Saquon generational T-shirt, and he's like, "Oh man!" He's like, "Wait a minute, I know who you are." And we kicked it off, and I said, "Man, we got to hook up. We got to get this going." And sure enough, Will is joined with us today, man. And dude, the tilts are lining up, Mr. Swanson.
They sure are.
So without further ado, let's get into it, man. Let's get these questions up on the board and help these guys win their Sunday Week 6 matchups.
7 hours of commercial-free football starts now. Go right to the Octo box here. All right, let's go. Let's start right here. Kicks from Mike. What's going on? Welcome in. That's us back there. We're going to start right here with our boy Justin, just as we do every Sunday. We're going to start one PPR here. We got Woods, Tony, or Julio.
Ooh, Woods, Tony, or Julio.
Man, this is going to be... This is tough, man. This is tough. I think I'm staying away. If you're giving me A, B, and C, I'm staying away from Julio this week, just for the simple fact that he's just coming back off an injury. So I'm staying away. Buffalo does seem to have their defense has been picking up, so I like that. Now, Tony, listen, I was in attendance last week in Dallas when they went against the Cowboys. So Tony is looking good. I think he's going to have a tough matchup with Jalen Ramsey over there on the other side. I think he's going to want to go ahead and lock him down and pretty much set a tone. And then also you got to look at the little collegiate back and forth, right? Tony went to UF and Ramsey went to FSU. So it's going to be probably a little battle of the Florida collegiate grounds there. So I'm leaning towards Woods. Now that's going to be, again, staying true to my name, a little biased for the simple fact that I got a lot of shares in Woods on my fantasy team. So I need him. You saw what he was able to do last week. Had over 150 yards receiving, right? Tony did end up better had he not got suspended for punching a player in the face with a helmet on at 189, but I'm going with Woods on here.
That's a great point, Will. I mean, you broke it down perfectly, but I'm on the other side. I'm going to go with Tony here.
You're going Tony here? Why? Because
I'm going for Tony here with Shepard and Slayton back in the lineup. You can see oh man, I can't even think this morning. I'm so sorry, guys. You can see Ramsey starting to cover more Shepard. I think Shepard is the guy that he's going to try to lock down for the most part in the slot position. They're going to swing Tony out to the outside. And to be honest, I don't think Ramsey, even if he does cover Tony a little bit, can keep up with his speed. For the most part, Tony is going to see David Long out on the perimeter. And I think Tony and Daniel Jones have built that chemistry. They're going to keep it alive this week. Robert Woods, it's a great play, but he's going to get matched up with James Bradbury. And Bradbury could do a couple things to Woods. It's going to be that mixed match. I think you see a little bit more of a Cooper Kupp game this week going up against the Giants. But yeah, that's a tough one, Justin. Swanson, you want to break this tie here, man? Because we just laid it out pretty hard for you.
No, you really did. I mean, you took everything that I would have said plus more. But I'm going to leave Woods here. I get, I love just the eye test from Tony. Like, the man's got a lot of shake to him, man. He's got a crazy twitch ability, crazy speed. But just for until I really start to see it more on a consistent basis, I'm going to go with Woods here.
Fair enough. Woods for the safe floor. Got it.
Yeah, let's go Woods for the floor, Tony for the ceiling. Why not?
All right. Who else we got in here? We got Big Greens up in here.
Too.
What's up, Big Greens? Oh.
Big Greens is here too. What's
good
up,
morning,
Greens?
Big Greens?
Ant, good morning.
Appreciate you guys.
I'm going to jump down. Just so I don't lose this one for Justin real quick. Latavius Murray, Melvin Gordon, Rashad Bateman, or I almost said Anquan Bolden. Wow.
That's an old throwback.
Brandon Bolden. Throwback, Anquan.
Yeah, wow. That was just like automatic too. All right, so we got to fix this flex question right now.
All right, so he wants Lat Murray, Melvin Gordon, or Rashad Bateman, or Brandon, or I did it too. Or Bolden in the flex. I have an injury bug and bye weeks. Man, it's tough. Lat Murray didn't show too much on the field last week. Melvin Gordon has been injured. Basically, I mean, he's been practicing 1 day a week. I think this might be the game that Javonte just takes over. And Bateman, I thought he was going to come back last week. And he has an opportunity this week with Sammy Watkins out of the offense. And I should be putting up the injuries out there right now, and I will just right now. Notable out players on the ticker on the bottom there. I don't think Bolden is your answer. For me, it's going to be tough, Justin. It's either Melvin Gordon or Bateman. I think you may have to take a shot if you have the injury bug and you're dealing with bye weeks. Take the shot for the upside, and I think the way that Lamar Jackson was throwing the ball last week was very, very promising. And I think Bateman could step up immediately and be a contributor for fantasy purposes, more so than Latavius Murray. I'm not sure who's going to get the rock in that backfield. And that's something that you don't want to trust in your fantasy rosters. Melvin Gordon, and like I said, he may lose some more carries this week to Javonte Williams, but Bateman's my pick on this one, boys.
All right.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
No, I'm in agreement with you, man. I think that Javonte Williams definitely takes over right now. We've seen that pretty much Melvin has been getting a decrease in some snaps there and also production. Bateman being his first game, I know that he did pretty well at the University of Minnesota, but I'm gonna just I'm gonna wait out a week and see what he's going to be able to provide to that offense. And then, but I do like Murray just for the simple fact that though. So my process is I look at
Yep.
the totals that are set for the teams. I mean, this total is set at 51, so that means that the odds makers already think that this is going to be a high scoring game. So Murray's going to get some carries, even if he does get some taken away from Lamar Jackson. If you add a tutty right there, that's going to add some points to your fantasy, and that's what you're looking for. So I like Murray out of all four options right here.
I'm riding with you again, man. I was going to say the same thing. Vikings are giving up 27.8 PPR fantasy points a game. You got to expect he's the 1A right now. They're going to give him the ball. I think he falls into the end zone. I think that's how he might be a huge contributor to his value this week, as I think he does fall in. And I think the over-under is what, 45? Something around like that.
That's Latavius Murray, right? So yeah, they're Latavius Murray's on the
oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong matchup. I wrote it down the wrong.
No, you're all good. Yeah, they're going up against the
Chargers. 51.
So, yeah, I mean,
so it's 51.
It's pretty high, like I said, and those boys, Justin Herbert, Eckler, and those guys are going to be putting up points as well. So they're just going to have to match up. So
I think they're going to have to throw the ball. Will, I'm telling you, they're going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you got Latavius Murray that he's going to be able to come out the backfield and get, I'm saying, listen, that 5 yard out the backfield, to the flat could turn into 15, 20, 25 yards. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's tough for me. It's tough for me on this one because we watched the Baltimore Ravens last week literally run 11 carries out of the backfield up against Indianapolis last week, and Latavius Murray had 6. Yes, he had some reception. He had 3 targets total in that game. Mm-hmm. I think, like I said, I think if you're going out, and yeah, the Chargers will put up points. The over-under is 51. Yeah, it's going to be most likely a shootout where I see them having to throw the ball more than running it with Latavius Murray. You're going to be lucky if Latavius Murray gets into the end zone. That's how you're going to get your fantasy points from today. But either way, it's a fair pick. Either way, I mean, pick your poison between Murray or Bateman, but I'm staying away from Gordon and Bolden in this question, Justin.
Agreed.
All right, let's keep it moving.
All right, let's keep it moving here. I'm going to switch down to Ant real quick. Says, need some help. He has 1 open running back and 1 wide receiver spot and the flex. PPR, he has Mooney, Herbert, Booker, Moss, and Renfro. He decided to sit Chenault. It's not a bad move. It's Herbert, who's got, a super flex spot?
Oh, he says I have 1 open running back and wide receiver and the flex. So we're picking on a running back, a receiver, and a flex.
Khalil Herbert.
Man, Booker. I mean, you got to go with Booker, right? Saquon's out. They're gonna run the ball. Better than I do, guys. Especially you, Chef. The Jason Clapp a lot. He loves to run the ball, especially on first down, right? I mean, that's just pretty much his MO. He doesn't deter from that at all. And I like Renfro, man. I'm interested to see what the Las Vegas Raiders do after this Gruden era. And Renfro, I mean, even dating back to his days in Clemson, he's just reliable. So whether it's in a third down situation or in a situation where they go ahead and pretty much goes through all his progression, Derek Carr is always looking for him. So he's pretty much like a guaranteed 5+ receptions per game. So I like Renfro in this case. And man, yeah. So I'm going Herbert, Booker, and Renfro.
Herbert, Booker, Renfro. All right. Chef, what are you thinking?
So Booker for the running back.
Booker for running back?
Wide receiver. I mean, if we want to put Renfro in there, I don't mind it. We need 1 flex spot, though. Who's Moss?
Zack Moss.
Zack Moss? Ooh, he's got a decent matchup against Tennessee, man. And you're going to be waiting for Monday night.
For that Monday night game.
So if that's the case,
Tennessee's giving up 23.1 PPR points.
I want to say Mooney over Renfro, but he hasn't been able to be relied on with Justin Fields at quarterback. So we'll throw in the Renfro thing, especially hopefully it is PPR. And I like Moss as a flex option in that scenario for Monday night. You're waiting on Monday night and you're gonna steal it. You're going to steal it with Moss. I think the Bills go up and Moss gets a lot of work.
Word. For me, give me give me Booker at running back. Give me Mooney, and then give me Moss at the flex. I think Mooney is more of a Fields' favorite target right now.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ride that out for the moment. Brad Erseg, welcome in. Good morning. Happy week 6. Any updates on McLaurin and Tyreek this week? The update I got before the show started was, I believe, despite the questionable tag, they are both playing.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Correct.
got that last night
Cool.
as well. I know Tyreek for sure is going to be suiting up. McLaurin, he still has that
Game
that
time decision
questionable
kind of
game
thing.
time, but I think he's going to play. I mean, listen, they need him to play out there in Washington, so
That's gonna be a
he's
wild
gonna be
game.
good.
It's going to be the game of the week. I think
That's
it's
that's
got
the
shootout
highest.
written all over it.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that total is set at 54, so it's the highest for
54,
the
right?
weekend
Yeah.
over here. Yep.
That's gonna be a good one to watch, man. All right, Big Greens. Darnell Mooney or Kadarius Toney, full PPR.
Giants up,
Toney.
baby.
Kadarius
Giants
Toney.
up.
Kadarius Toney all in.
Giants
All
up
in.
on the
All
outside.
in.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
I'll take
89.
Toney
Let's
here.
go.
I'll take Toney there too. I met Kadarius Toney.
Where?
Actually, he was in my restaurant right before the season started. Right
Nice.
before like 2 weeks before week 1. Nice guy.
Nice.
Really
Man.
nice guy. All right, Anthony says he's got another league. He's got PPR, Hubbard or Collins. He also has an offer, Toney and McKissick for Hubbard and Murray. He has Gibson and he has CMC. All right, so I get well, I feel like Gibson and McKissick is less of a like CMC's on IR now. So Hubbard is like you don't have to worry about Hubbard vulturing goal line carries because Hubbard's the only guy out there. So he's going to get the work.
Yeah, I wouldn't make the trade, Anthony. That's
Nah,
for sure.
I
Like
wouldn't
you're
either.
winning right now. Don't let your other league mates try to trade to take over your fantasy expectations of making the playoffs. If you have Gibson and you have Hubbard, you're in a better position right now, and they need to offer up more than Toney and McKissick for Hubbard. Okay, he's in and Murray. Like you're in a prime position right now, and just bank off the points that Hubbard's going to get you. Okay, and stick tight with Gibson. Obviously, don't let him go. Like I said, like Hubbard over Murray easily, and you don't need to handcuff Gibson right now with McKissick because guess what? It might be Jared Patterson that actually comes in and handcuffs him. So I wouldn't do that trade. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Chef on that, man. Stay away from that trade. But I actually like both options that you have, man. Hubbard, like I said, he's definitely going to be the featured back out there for at least 3 games, and who knows, they may even leave him out more, just depending on what that record is looking like down there in Carolina. Yeah, we saw that what happened last year. But then again, I mean, you got Collins down there, so you got Geno Smith, same thing. Russell Wilson is on IR as well, so he's going to be missing a couple of games, so he's going to get that production as well in the backfield in Seattle. And he's a back that they rely on him coming out the backfield and catching some passes, as we saw last Thursday night against the Rams. So I like I mean, listen, if you got to pick between both, just flip a coin, but I would stay away completely from that trade. I wouldn't do that trade at all, man. I'd stay away from that.
How do you guys feel about his tilt right here between this week
between Hubbard and Collins?
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna go with Collins, man. I'm gonna go with Collins. Actually,
it's a tough matchup because they both are playing great defenses.
Yeah, but I just
think Hubbard's the guy.
Yeah. I just think
Frankly.
that Seattle, they're not gonna pretty much rely on Geno Smith that much to, even though he came in relief and did his thing last week. I think they're gonna pretty much get Collins more involved in this game. So again, I don't think you go wrong, but yeah, you know what? I like Chubbard playing at home in Carolina. So if you got to pick between the two, yeah, go with Chubbard over here because like I said, he's gonna get that production down there in Carolina.
Yeah, I agree. Pittsburgh's tough against the run, man. They're stingy against the run.
Yeah, I think
up
Hubbard,
16 and a half fantasy points
done.
a game. Yeah, I do like Alex Collins going forward, so it's good that you have him on
sure.
the team for sure. But
I mean, you're in a great position, Anthony. You got some nice low, like mid to low range RB2s on your team there. Plus with the cement of Gibson, I mean, you're great. You're in great shape. I hope you're going to the playoffs. See you in the playoffs, babe.
See you in the playoffs. There it is. All right, Big Greens. I like this because it's going to be real easy for me. Jamar Chase, Chase Claypool, or T. Higgins full PPR.
Smash the first one, baby.
Smash
Keep
that
rolling
Jamar
with
Chase
Jamar
button.
Chase, man.
Smash
No
that
question.
button.
No
Goodness,
question,
I
man.
love him, man. No question at all.
Unanimous.
Right?
You got the big greens in your pocket, big greens. You're gonna be spending those greens if you got money on this one. Yeah, it's Jamar Chase. Oh, there he goes with the money.
Why do I
Mr.
always have this
Swanson.
cash sitting on this desk? I just have
Damn,
random
dude, like
cash
you just
to
have
work.
singles after
It's
singles. Do you sure you don't like you got a night job? You're like a male entertainer. I'm gonna put it like that, male entertainer.
You know I've been
got
getting
like
home
a
late.
bunch of ones sitting around, dude. Like
You know
what
I've been
is
getting home late,
going
Chef.
on? No wonder why you got circles around your eyes, man. You putting in that double work before you jump on the show.
Something like that. Eric Brewer, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome in. He says we got to start two right here. Rashad Bateman. All right, so I got to start two. All right, so Bateman, Stevenson, Herbert, Allen. I imagine that's Keenan Allen and Allen Robinson.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's a little confusing. It might be
that's
Keenan
all
Allen,
last names.
but it's probably Allen Robinson and then Khalil Herbert.
So Rashad Bateman, Ramondre Stevenson, Khalil Herbert, Keenan Allen, or Allen Robinson.
I'm
Eric,
thinking it's Allen Robinson.
Clear that up real quick.
But
Yeah,
for all intensive purposes, let's say it's Allen Robinson right now.
Yeah, because Allen's an auto star.
You're
right?
definitely playing. You're definitely playing
Yeah.
Khalil Herbert this week. I mean, he's getting the full workload. We don't know how much he's going to have to do, but Stevenson, yeah, that's a question mark, man. I'm trying to. I hope that it happens for Stevenson, but Damian Harris has got to step aside a little bit before that happens. He's on the way out. I mean, dropping the ball last week did not help his case whatsoever.
Did not help him.
And fantasy managers, they felt that one. But I think I think you have to see it come into fruition before you actually put Stevenson in your lineup. That would not be the safe play. For me, it's between Bateman. It's between Bateman and A-Rob, and I'll let you guys discuss which one you want. I think I'm leaning Allen Robinson here, although it's been tough sledding for Allen Robinson so far.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that matchup in Green Bay, man. I mean, you already know it's a divisional game. You know that history between Green Bay and Chicago Bears. So Allen Robinson is going to have to get involved in this game if Chicago wants to have a chance to win. So I'm all in on Robinson. It's surprising though already, man. Early morning, we got a couple of questions, but it seems like everybody's on Rashad Bateman, man. Listen, I love it. I picked him up in a lot of fantasy drafts, so I love it. But I'm hoping that this guy,
he's a real deal, Will. He's a real deal.
Absolutely. He's the real deal. He was definitely worth his draft position where he was drafted at last year. And I just hope that he's one of those that could come out the gate, man, and pretty much produce in game one over here in his first game in the league. So I like that.
I love the guy, and I'm one of those like I want to start him right away just to do it. I'm going to hold back on Bateman for this week just because I want to see what his usage is actually going to be in that offense with everybody else around him. I feel like I'm probably going to be burned by it, but I just want to see it first. What do we got to do? Start two here? I guess I'll take Allen Robinson just because of that divisional game, and you kind of just have been waiting to see it, and you really want to see it, and if it's going to happen, you would hope it would happen today. And then give me Khalil Herbert just for the floor and the work.
You see that?
Is that a Rashad Bateman rookie card?
Rashad Bateman Gophers card. Minnesota.
Oh, nice.
Gophers
Minnesota.
Card.
Wow,
Okay,
really?
Nice, man. Hold on to that.
Yeah, man. I'm holding on to it. It's in prime condition. I actually got it at the expo. You never know what you're going to get.
Never, man.
Fantasy
Never.
Football Expo
Never.
out in Canton.
It's like Pringles. No, that's the
I had to, man. I had to get up out of the seat and go get it because, man,
Nice.
I'm loving the Bateman love this morning.
I'm not mad at it, man. I am not mad at it.
I mean, want to see a little more of the usage, but
listen.
I might
Bateman is the guy.
Just
like we waited on Kadarius Toney to have an opportunity, Bateman has the same opportunity today. Even though he hasn't been practicing as much, he was supposed to come off of IR last week. All right. He was supposed to be in that game. And just so happens, they let him sit out an extra week. So I assume that he is fully 100% ready to play. And hey, it only takes 2 throws to get you, 15 fantasy points sometimes. And he is he is capable of stretching the field. He is a big alpha wide receiver. It gives Lamar Jackson another red zone target, another inside the 5 target where they've been throwing to Mark Andrews twice last week. and once to Marquis Brown on short yardage situations near the goal line. Dude, he's a big guy, man. Think Des Bryant in the back of the end zone. Like if Lamar can hit him in that corner spot, it's on and popping. It really is. It's going to be a good day.
I mean, sometimes talent can outbeat a matchup because the Chargers have only given up 3 touchdowns through 5 weeks so far this season and 26.6 PPR fantasy points, 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, but
it's a small pie, man.
They let the Browns almost beat them.
Yeah.
Did we see, like, I think it's a tale of two statistics, really, because the eye test when it comes to the Los Angeles Chargers is, they got beat last week. And the only reason why, they won that game was because they pretty much had the ball last. If they could do that, I'm pretty sure that, like, they're going to be trying to stop the run more so than anything else. I think Bateman has a couple shots there, man, where they can take care of some business, but we'll see. And for this purpose, Allen Robinson is my pick here. I'm not going to play Bateman over Allen Robinson. It's just not.
That's good Bateman talk, though. I like it.
Oh yeah, man.
It's nice
He's gonna be
the guy.
Great. I mean, it's not a favorable matchup per se. So yeah, you got to go with Allen Robinson.
So within that same breath, Justin wants to know if it's time to panic on A-Rob or can it be a bounce back week?
You're hoping it's a bounce back week. We're all hoping that it can be a bounce back week. If he doesn't produce this week, I mean, I'm already panicking on Allen Robinson, and I have him in quite a few leagues. But you're just hoping that he can do something productive this week and not just get 3 for 30 and put up 6 fantasy points for you.
Yeah. Again, just to the last question over there. I mean, you got to get A-Rob involved this week, especially because Green Bay is going to come out there and do their thing, man. Aaron Rodgers is going to get his players involved. So I think that Chicago is not going to be playing from in front this game. They're going to probably actually be playing from behind. So they're going to have to get their skill position players involved, and why not get A-Rob involved early. So I like A-Rob in this situation. But again, listen, it's week 6. So if he doesn't produce anything week 6 and give you anything, man, then I'm definitely pressing that red button, man. And that red button is screaming panic at me.
Yeah, it sure is. All over the place, man. We're getting that question everywhere. All right, we got our first over-under of the day. Will, this is you, my man. Justin, Hill and Justin Jefferson over-under 40.
Are we talking about Tyreek
Justin's
Hill?
playing that. Justin's doing that underdog.
Oh, nah.
Hold on. So between you're gonna love this.
No. Neither. So here's another thing. Here's the thing about me.
Combined.
I stay away from unders, man. Life is too short to bet the unders. So I'm going over. Actually, both. I like Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson. Again, we're not too sure on.
I think it's combined
status. Oh, combined.
It's Hill and Justin Jefferson.
It's definitely combined. Yeah.
Combined points. Yeah.
Oh, combined.
You're smashing that over all day.
About yards. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going with the over. Yeah, I'm definitely going with the over because you're going to have Justin Jefferson putting up some points against Carolina. They are going to give up some points. And then, again, I think that Kansas City losing, again, so you got to look at the total. So what I like to do with these, whether it be any player props in fantasy or in just straight over-unders with the receptions or receiving yards, you're looking at Kansas City and Washington football team are slated to have the highest total at 54. Tyreek Hill is going to give you that production, and he's going to give you at least 1 touchdown. So I could see him going over 100 yards because Kansas City, like I said, they've lost the last 2 games. I think that they're going to win this game easily, and they're just going to put up points and not stop. CEH is out, so that's just going to pretty much eliminate the running game.
I was going to add that in, man. I was hoping you didn't mention it, but go ahead, dude.
You know how I do things. You know how I do. And then, Minnesota's going to do their thing. Again, I mean, they're going to – Carolina has DJ Moore, so they're going to put up some points up there. And Sam Darnold's going to do his thing. So Kirk Cousins has to come through and get Justin Jefferson involved. So I think right now, if you're looking at the wide receivers in Minnesota, I'm definitely taking Jefferson over Thielen every day, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
Yeah,
that.
I think they turn around and like you said, man, I'm not afraid of Justin Jefferson. I'm definitely not afraid of Tyreek Hill. You hit the point on the head where with CEH out, so that just opens more for Tyreek Hill. I'm still staying away from Mecole Hardman. Don't do that, everybody. I'm sorry, Swanson. I know he's your guy. I don't know if he's still your guy, but I know he was your guy for a long
I'm
time.
hanging on to him. I'm hanging on to him. 12 targets last week, I think.
Yeah. What was his final numbers?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Justin, for sure, man. You hit
That's
that
12 targets.
over and be safe about it. I think it'll be profitable for you.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll take the over on that too for sure. Big Greens wants to know Khalil Herbert, Sterling Shepard, or James Washington, full PPR.
I mean,
Herbert doesn't really catch the ball, does he?
he can.
Or can? Is that like part of his skill set?
Yeah,
That's
but
something
see,
I don't actually know.
But see, James just alluded to it. He can, right? I mean, it doesn't sound too sure, right? So I'm definitely going with Sterling Shepard. I mean, before this guy got out, I mean, he had A+ receptions every single game. So I like him. I mean, he's definitely like a no-brainer. And James Washington, man, I just think that with Juju Smith-Schuster being out, you're gonna have to get James Washington in there, and then also that guy's a home run hitter. Even if you look at when he was back at Oklahoma State University, that guy could go ahead and do it. So it's just it just takes 1 or 2 catches for him to get all those points. So I'm definitely rolling with Sterling Shepard and James Washington in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Shepard on this one.
I'll go Shepard with you as well. I think his ceiling's a little bit higher than Herbert, but Herbert has a safe floor. I think, Green Bay is mediocre against the run, and that will be their plan of attack until they hit that negative game script when Aaron Rodgers opens it up on their defense. But until that happens, I think Herbert has a safe floor. Sterling Shepard has a higher ceiling, and that's how you want to play at Big Greens. Obviously, it's probably a flex question.
He's got another one.
If you feel like you need to hit a higher flex instead of a safe flex, then go with Shepard. Otherwise, Herbert for the floor.
Well, he's got another one here that's kind of similar. He's got Darius Slayton or Khalil Herbert for full.
Now,
PPR.
this is for me. It's hands down. It's Herbert.
For this one, I would take Herbert.
It's definitely Herbert. We do not know about Slayton. Cool. We've seen Tony come in and just work his way into the top pecking order of the targets. Like last week, 189 yards. It's just ridiculous. And I think he gets his fair share this week up against the Rams. I think Slayton is when Golladay comes back, I think Slayton goes back down. I think he turns into the wide receiver 4 in this offense. Kadarius Toney has definitely carved himself out a role. And with Saquon Barkley being out, you can see Toney actually getting some wheel routes, some trickery plays out of the backfield. I think he's going to be utilized a lot more than people think. So Slayton is out for me. Put Khalil Herbert in your flex and be okay with that one.
Yes.
Yeah, well said.
Zach Argy, what's up, man? Welcome in.
Giants questions, man. I love it.
Yeah, right? A lot of them this morning. Welcome in, Zach. So we got another Herbert one here. Darrell Williams, Khalil Herbert, or Alex Collins? Start one.
Ooh, this is a good one, man.
Did we have this or who was it earlier?
So me, guys, I'm personally, like I said, again, I'm going Alex Collins. It's going to be Geno Smith first start out down there this year for Seattle, and I don't think they're going to give him a lot. I think they're going to try to go ahead and play it safe, and I actually like that play. They're playing in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh can go ahead and put up some points as well, but I think they're going to go ahead and play it safe. So I like Alex Collins right here, not only to get a lot of carries, but also to get some passes out the backfield. So I'm rolling with Alex Collins.
Oof.
I just looked this up. I don't know if I'm looking at this wrong, but I don't think I am. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense has not allowed a rushing or a receiving touchdown to a running back this season. At all.
First time for everything, man. Listen, first time for everything.
Hey, it's a zero until it happens, right?
Right.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm going with Darrell Williams on this one, guys. The reason being, it's going to be like we said, it's the game of the week. All right, CEH is out. Darrell Williams in his first full potential. He has the opportunity kind of thing. He is not going to give up that potential, that opportunity. I think it's his backfield. A lot more than people think. We've seen him get into the end zone. We've seen him be able to catch the ball. I like Darrell Williams up against a Washington defense that is 23rd against the running back for the fantasy running back position, rather. Uh, I'm going Darrell Williams here, man. I think he's going to be utilized a lot, especially around the goal line. Something that that CEH couldn't do, Darrell Williams can. He can punch it in around the goal line, and I expect that the Kansas City Chiefs will be in and around the goal line area quite often today against the Washington football team. Sorry, I almost said it.
Whoa, you haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, the Washington football team is going to get their butt spanked by Darrell Williams.
There it is. I'm going to take Williams too, just because it's a high over under. Just give me some of that share right there. I like, I just feel better playing Williams on that high powered offense. I'm afraid of Alex Collins because I don't know how things are going to run with no Russell Wilson there.
Shout out to Zach to having all three of those backup running backs on his squad. Though. I mean,
let's go, Zach.
I mean, you must be playing the waiver wire pretty hefty, my friend.
I think I might be playing him. I don't know. I got to have a look at that. Big Green's got another one here. Kareem Hunt or Jonathan Taylor, full PPR. This one's real tough.
I like this one, man.
Oh, man.
Jonathan Taylor going up against Houston.
I think you just have to, just because I think I got to do that.
Rushing and receiving, man. You know what? You can't go wrong, man. I mean, this is going to be
can't flip a coin kind of thing.
Yeah, listen, Nick Chubb is out, and you guys obviously, if you've seen Kareem Hunt or if you follow Kareem Hunt's career, you saw what he was able to do in Kansas City when he was that featured back in that number one running back in on the team. This is gonna be a game where they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna have to put up points, man, to beat Arizona. Again, Arizona is the last undefeated team coming into week 6 at 5-0. Arizona's gonna put up some points. So Kareem Hunt's is gonna get that production, both receiving and rushing. But I love Jonathan Taylor too. So listen, this is a good problem to have, man. That is a good problem to have, man. So just
all right, so it's the first hour, and Will, you weren't aware of this, but we do have this a little bit, and I love this tilt, I really do. And
here it comes.
Big Greens, you get it, baby. Tilt of the week. It isn't a real hard tilt for me. I'm going with Jonathan Taylor. He is a stallion in that backfield. We saw what he did in the first series of the game last weekend. Big 75-yard passing play to the house. Carson Wentz is clicking with that offense, and they're going up against Houston, who, they can be scored on. I think Kareem Hunt, he is going to get it done today. I'm not putting Hunt down one bit, but I think that they are going to try to find other outlets. We saw Landry come back. He's back from IR. I'm not sure if he's activated today to play. But last year when Kareem Hunt had that full workload, we saw him struggle a little bit. He was not used to being an every down back. We saw him get beat up. You could see Demetric Felton come in today, steal some passing work. Who's the other guy? They had him in here last year. I can't remember. He's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody, but there is another running back in the backfield that I just can't remember who it is. Let's see. Oh, Dearness Johnson. That's who I am talking about. You may see Dearness Johnson come in, work a little bit. I don't think Kareem Hunt gets the full every down work. Obviously, he will get the majority of the snap share, but Jonathan Taylor, man, it takes one play for him to break it and go to the house. I'm on the Taylor side on this tilt.
Yep. Cool. Everyone, I think is that we're good?
Yeah, we definitely good on that, man. Definitely good on that. Yeah.
Word. Let's go down to Sarah. Sarah, what's up? Good morning.
What's up, Sarah?
Happy Sunday. Half point PPR. Chase Claypool, Hollywood Brown, Emmanuel Sanders. Sit one.
Oh, that's easy for me, man.
Claypool.
Cool. I'm out
like
on Claypool.
Yeah, me too.
Really? You guys are out on Claypool?
I'm just out on the Steelers. Unless you're Najee Harris or hopefully Pat Freiermuth getting what I feel like he should deserve because Big Ben has no arm.
Yeah, James.
And if you're not Deontay Johnson, then get rid of
Yeah, I'm going just pretty much straight off the the total points here. You got the Buffalo game at 53.5, and then you got the Chargers and the Baltimore Ravens at 51, and Pittsburgh's you got that game at 43, right? So they don't think that a lot of points are going to be scored. So yeah, I'm definitely taking Claypool off that, and I'm sticking with Marquis Brown, Hollywood Brown, and also Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders, man, he was a great pickup during the
Right?
offseason, man. He was slept on a lot. I don't know why, but it was all good because he was available when it came my turn to pick him, and he's also been like a pretty much been scoring a couple a touchdown the last couple of games. So I like both those players, man. Hollywood Brown and Emmanuel Sanders. I'm sitting Claypool.
Oof.
Jeff?
I'm definitely leaving Marquise Brown in there when you can't take him off when he's on a heater. Oh man, Emmanuel Sanders, Tennessee's terrible against the pass, and
Don't
yes,
overthink it.
I think I'm overthinking it here, man, because I
Yeah.
kind of love Claypool with Juju Smith-Schuster out. We saw what he did last week. Oh man, dude, Claypool can get it done, man. I mean, he only needs a couple targets. Last week, 6 targets, 5 receptions, 130 yards, and a tutty. I mean, come on. I don't know if Emmanuel Sanders does all that. It's going to be it's like Emmanuel Sanders. Is he going to get all the targets? That's what I'm worried about here, man.
It's slated to be a high scoring game. I mean, this is the second high scoring game on the slate, and not by that much because Kansas City and Washington football team are slated at 54. You got Buffalo and Tennessee at 53.5. So it's only by 0.5 the total. So that's the second highest total for the week. I like that, man, because Tennessee is going to try to put up some points, especially with Julio Jones up there. And I like Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, that guy right there, he is always going to be a reliable receiver right there, especially for third down and when you're in the red zone.
Yep.
I mean, I know Marquise Brown is on a heater, but do we even consider, since that Seattle is like very, very bad at defense, sitting Marquise Brown here?
No, because I feel like everyone's on the other side of the ball is going to be like, "Ooh, Rashad Bateman, shiny new toy," and then I think it's going to open up a lot of stuff. Like I think it really might even open up Hollywood more.
All right. I'll roll with you guys on this one, but I want to write this one down.
Yeah,
write that down. I just think
Sanders,
Big Ben is washed, man. Big Ben is washed, my man. So I just think
awful.
I agree. That's why I want Claypool, because Claypool can take one to the house. Like, it's all short passing routes. That's how Claypool gets it done. But yeah, you're right. Deontay Johnson in that offense is going to be first. Najee Harris is going to be first. Yeah. So, yep, Sanders it is. All right.
All right. So we got another one here with Claypool in here from Zach. Hunter Renfrow, Julio Jones, Chase Claypool, Dalton Schultz need 2 wide receivers and a flex. I mean, so for me, I would just
play all wide receivers in that scenario. Yeah. I'm not going to rely on Schultz to put up wide receiver numbers.
Yeah, it could get kind of tricky. In New England, Bill Belichick, he's pretty much pretty good at scheming what you do best. So I'm staying away from Schultz this week. But yeah, definitely, you guys already know I like Renfrow. Julio's coming back after being out for 2 games, and then Claypool. Listen, here's where you can get some action, Jeff. So Chef, so some action over here with Claypool, man. So yeah, this is it. I'm off on Schultz, man. I'm fading Schultz.
Finally, we could play Claypool. Let's go.
Yeah, I guess I would play Claypool in this one too. Patriots will take that away, that tight end away from you. So yeah, I guess I would just sit Schultz out of that lineup there.
Will, did you take that first half under by any chance?
I did, my man. I did.
Good.
I took that. It's 13-3 right now.
13-3 right now with 2.5 left to go. Yep.
It's tough, man. Roll into the main slate. Profitable. That's all.
I love it. It's a good way to start the day.
Why not?
All right, Adam Rush, welcome back. Welcome in. Good morning. Herbert over Connor. He's leaning heavily to Herbert. And Aguilar over Julio.
I don't like it, Adam. I don't like it. As we know, Connor's gonna get those touches in the red zone, obviously taken away from Chase Edmonds down there. And he's good to score a touchdown, at least anytime touchdown. I mean, I got him pretty much as an anytime touchdown play pretty much every single week. So I like Connor. And Aguilar over Julio. That's tough, man. That's tough. I think that Julio coming back
I don't want to
again,
live in that
Tennessee.
world.
Yeah, I don't want to live in that world either. But again, Buffalo's going to put up some points. You already know Buffalo's going to put up some points. Tennessee's not going to be able to stop Buffalo, so they're going to have to rely. They're going to have to get away from Derrick Henry sooner than later. So I like Julio in this spot. So I'm going to go ahead with Connor and Julio in this spot.
I'm on the other side of it. I like Herbert over Connor. That Browns defense is real. And I'll go Herbert, Julio on that one. Yeah, because I'm with you on the Aguilar thing. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. I think Jacoby Myers is the main target in that offense. And you have guys like Aguilar.
I hope he scores this week.
You have guys like Kendrick Bourne that could come in, and we don't see Mac Jones really throwing to the perimeter. He sticks mainly to his tight end, mainly to the slot wide receiver and Jacoby Myers. So that's something that I'm a little scared about Aguilar with. Although I do think he does have the potential. We just haven't seen the breakout yet. But yeah, going Julio there, and I like Herbert because Connor's splitting carries with Chase Edmonds. It is a dice roll, and I think the Browns can stop him on the goal line if need be.
Yeah, all right, cool. I'll go Herbert and Julio. All right. Looking good. Moving on. Sarah's got another one here. Half point PPR.
Man, a lot of Herbert, Collins, and Booker.
Yeah, a lot of these.
Sit one. Ooh.
Sit one. I like Sarah. I like how you always say sit one instead of start two.
I love it.
It's just a different way to script it, and it's nice to break it up a bit. I like it.
There's two ways to say everything, man. I love it. Right? I love it.
I like this.
Listen, again, biased, obviously. So I'm sticking with Booker here. I'm not sitting Booker. Collins, I'm not sitting Collins either because I just think that they're going to need him in Seattle. So I'm going to go with Herbert. I'm going to sit down Herbert.
If I had to do it, I'm going to sit Collins.
Yeah, that's my pick.
I just
don't. I mean, Pittsburgh's doing one thing tough. Right, and they're stopping the run. That's my one thing.
Guys, I'm writing this down.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's my man Collins. But listen, Geno Smith is not that guy.
I love Collins. Maybe not this week.
Don't let the Mountaineer Geno when he was at West Virginia fool you, man. He's not the same guy.
Oh, he's terrible. I agree.
Yeah.
So I agree. I mean, they're going to try to do things with Collins. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, and that's the problem.
I hear it.
Yeah, I mean, they can give them all the carries unless you're getting points per carry, and then if your scoring system has points per carry, yeah, Collins might be the guy. But I think they're going to have to wind up airing it out against Pittsburgh. It's just what's going to happen. I mean, yeah, we downgrade because of Geno Smith, but Tyler Lockett in that offense. I think Tyler Lockett is your guy this week, to be honest, to be leaned on. He is the veteran in that offense. Geno Smith, a veteran in himself. He's been around the league for quite some time now. Yeah, not very good according to statistics, but right. I think we'll see it. Like he tried to air it out a little bit last week, got a little bit done. I think they try to continue and stick to the game plan, mainly a heavy running game, like you said. But there are also Travis Homer in that offense. Who's the other guy? I'm sorry, I'm lost for words there. Who's the running back?
DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas. I can see him getting involved a little bit. I don't think they lean strictly on Collins, but I'm leaning Booker and Herbert in this one, man. Half point.
I'm writing these down.
I got the Herbert, Herbert and Collins questions, man. I mean, we're going. They're coming in. I think we need a little prop bet between the three of us, man.
I was just gonna say, like, put them in order.
Yeah, they're coming in hot and heavy. I like it.
Is there a way you could do just a one player versus one player on DK?
I mean, we could just do it here real fast.
Yeah, we can just do it here, man. We can just do it here.
Send beers each other's ways or something, man.
Absolutely, man.
I love it. I love it. Corey Spalo, what's up, Corey?
Shout out, Corey. Appreciate you, bro.
Shout out King right there, man. I love it. And then Corey said shout out Corey, and Corey said shout out Justin, and then he said shout out Justin again. I love it. And Joe Lopez is here, and he says Dalvin Cook or Myles Gaskin. Dalvin going up against the best rush defense, and Gaskin is going up against the Jaguars.
Easy answer here is Dalvin Cook.
You didn't start
Cook, man. Dalvin Cook. I mean,
because you can't get Gaskin in your lineup now unless you're the commissioner and you're doing something a little crazy here. But
Gaskin's stat line right now.
Gaskins has a total of 8 yards from scrimmage.
Points. He's fumbled once.
Not bueno.
4
So
He
carries,
fumbled
8
already?
yards. Yeah, he fumbled, and he's 0 for 3
Oh,
through the air.
man.
yeesh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope
Eesh.
you sold Gaskin last week, man.
Yeah, that was the week
on
to
that
do it.
on that high week. Like I couldn't get rid of him on any of my lineups, but
So I like this one coming in right here too. JAC, welcome in, welcome back. Start Alex Collins or James Conner. This is not
what's
gonna
up,
stop.
JAC? I'm going with you on this one, Will.
I'm
It's
taking Collins
Collins.
on this one.
It's Collins on this one.
I was
All right.
about to say, look, the pen was ready. The pen was ready. You feel me? The pen was ready on that, man. I was gonna write this down. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, Alex Collins, man. You guys already know what it is. I mean,
Yeah, it's Collins for
James
sure.
Conner is gonna put up some points. Obviously, Chef alluded to this, man. Cleveland's defense is real, like with a capital R. But I definitely like Alex Collins over there. Again, Pittsburgh hasn't given up a lot of points to any running backs, but why not start doing it in week 6? So I like Alex Collins.
And to add to that, and just a little insight, Kyler Murray is banged up. All right, he's got that shoulder stinger thing going on. He's a little bit banged up. I don't think he runs as much. I think Connor does get a little bit of work. You're right, Will. Connor will get some work, but yeah, it's definitely Alex Collins over James Conner. Alex Collins is obviously going to get more work. I'd pick the back that's going to get more production, more opportunity than someone that has split opportunity with Chase Edmonds, who also has the opportunity to just rip one out and against the Browns.
Yes, sir. I'm right on board with that too. Let's keep going. Big Greens. Would you take Herbert or Tim Patrick for flex?
These Herbert questions. This is the Herbert episode for sure.
First Tim Patrick question. So I already got him in a couple of lineups this week, and I like Tim Patrick. Yeah, I'm definitely going with a Tim Patrick this week. They're going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm interested to see what Las Vegas does with the first game without Gruden.
Same.
I actually think that this may be better for them, and they're gonna probably take some of the handcuffs off of Derek Carr and just do his thing out there. So they're gonna be putting up points. Denver can put up points at times. The total is set at 44.5, which is kind of low, but I still like Tim Patrick right behind Sutton. That guy is definitely reliable, man. So I'm gonna go with Tim Patrick playing at home over here in Denver.
Chef, what do you got?
Man, it's close for me, dude.
I wish I knew if this was standard or PPR.
I mean, regardless of the fact, I think Patrick gets his fair share of targets. We've seen his targets go up each and every single week since week 2, rather. He went from 4 to 5 to 6. Last week against Pittsburgh, he had 9, finished with 7 for 89. I mean, if it's PPR, you're looking at at least a 12 to 14 fantasy points for the day. I think it's very, very close with what Herbert could finish with.
He said it's PPR.
It is PPR.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
thank you.
Damn, it's a tough matchup, dude. It really is. Vegas defense has been showing up, especially in the secondary. But yeah, I'm going to roll with Will here. I think I'm going to go Tim Patrick.
Yeah, I mean they
It's
didn't
close.
show up against the
It's
Chargers,
very
man.
close.
They didn't, and you got some. I mean, those are some elite receivers out there for Denver. So I like. You know what? I don't like Tim Patrick. I love Tim Patrick in this.
Oh,
so yeah, I'm all over it, man.
Say with his chest. Right, let's go.
All over it right here, man.
Pushing them all in.
Yeah, man, all in. You know how it is, man. You playing a little poker.
All right, I guess I'll roll with you guys with Patrick here. Just you tilted me back the other way because I really shouldn't be. I feel like I shouldn't be slamming the button on Herbert as much as I've been just because of the opportunity. Look, I know opportunity is king, and it's there.
Right, but I mean, you look at Chicago in a nutshell.
Yeah,
all right. And I know I've answered Herbert a couple of times this morning already. But it's how many times are they getting that positive game script where Herbert can run the ball? How many times is Justin Fields going to get flushed out of the pocket and run backwards? I don't know what it is. It's just me, and it's irking me every single time I see a rookie or a starting young quarterback get flushed out of the pocket. They want to run backwards. They want to they take negative yards before they even try to go for the positive yards. Jalen Hurts is an example of that.
You don't
Herbert,
say.
Justin Fields is a definite
Sorry.
example of that.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones has done that in the past. We saw Trey Lance do it last
Just
week.
rookie quarterbacks doing
It's the
thing.
rookie quarterback thing. I think they're just not used to. They're not seeing the defenses enough, and it's going to affect the offense in some sort of fashion. I think Teddy Bridgewater is one of the most consistent, accurate quarterbacks playing right now in the league, and he's shown it week in and week out. Even last week when he was a little banged up still. So give me Tim Patrick, man. I'm with you. I'm with you on this one, Will. We're riding with Tim Patrick on that one.
Let's go, Tim Patrick. Wheels
Let's
up.
go.
I love it. Jim Rambo, coolest name in fantasy football. Welcome back in. Hey guys, 4-point PPR flex. Mike Williams or Kadarius Toney?
Oh, this one's tough, man.
Man,
But I can't
really
take
tough
out
for
Mike
you?
Williams.
Is it really tough for you?
I can't take out Mike Williams.
tough for you just because you're a
can't
Giants
start,
fan?
man. I'm going K Tony, man. Let's go.
Wow.
Right.
Darius.
Oh my! I'm writing this down right now.
Write it down, man.
Oh.
Listen, write it down. Write it down, man. Listen, you could call me a homer. You could say that I'm even biased, but then again, that is my name. So I'm gonna go ahead with Kadarius Toney, man. I'm gonna go ahead with Kadarius Toney. Mike Williams. It's either
He didn't
you said-
practice at all
the
this
thing-
week.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's no middle ground with him. He's either very, very good, or he just disappears. So I'm gonna go with Kadarius Toney. I think that they did see down there in New York what they're able to do with him. Obviously, he was the wide receiver that had the best production at 189 yards last week in Dallas. So I'm looking to have more of the same because those boys on the Rams are going to put up points. So Danny Dimes is back. He's out of a concussion protocol, and he's going to have to throw that ball. And who else to throw it to but Kadarius Toney?
Look, I think it's a great take, and you make
It's
a lot
a
of really
great-
good points. If it were my team, I wouldn't be ready to pull that trigger yet, but I could see why anybody would.
It's
So,
a tough one.
I'm
I want
on
to hear
that-
what Swanson has to say.
It's really nothing that crazy. It's just like I'm still on that side where I don't want to live in a world where I have to watch Mike Williams light up my bench.
Yeah,
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
I'm with
That's-
you. I'm with you
yeah,
on
like
that.
that's the scary world I want to live in because I
I-
see everything on the other side you're saying, but
Even banged up, I think the chemistry between Mike Williams and Justin Herbert is definitely real. I mean, we saw how many targets the man got last week up against a tough defense in Cleveland.
Yeah.
16 targets,
baby.
8 receptions for 165 yards
Buck
and 2
65.
touchdowns. He's going up against Baltimore, who just let Michael Pittman on 7 targets go 6 for 89 and a touchdown.
Great
Even
transition.
if that's the kind of line that Mike Williams gets, I think it's enough that make you happy. And I'd rather Mike Williams, like you said, get it in my flex spot. I'll be happy if Toney does it on my bench for me because I'll be like, okay, he is the real deal. I
Right.
can play him
You can
going
start him,
forward
you can trade
each
him,
and
you
every
can-
week.
yeah,
But
he
I am
becomes a
not
beast.
letting Mike Williams go off on my bench with a line where if he gets
Can't do it.
even 10 targets and he catches 5 balls for a touchdown and 120 yards, I don't want to miss that. All right. He's one of the top wide receivers in the league. I think he's sitting at wide receiver 2 right now in PPR formats. You have to play Mike Williams if he's a go today, which we'll get the official at 11:30, but I think he is slated to play. I'm playing Mike Williams, man. You have to.
We are 30
Compelling
minutes.
arguments, fellas. Compelling arguments. And
It's
again, like
very
I said,
good.
This,
It's very
this is
good.
a very, very good problem to have, man. If you're gonna have problems,
yes.
this is a good one to have.
And with that, we are 30 minutes away from injury designations from the 1 o'clock game. So stay with us, and we will get those out to you right as they come to us. And real quick, I just scrolled down real quick. I just want to follow up with Jim Rambo, coolest name in fantasy football's question. He said, "What about Toney or Claypool?" From that,
I would
Now-
go Toney in that scenario.
okay, I would go with Toney there too.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
questions.
I'm gonna make my way back up here. And Chef, you had mentioned Pittman, which was a nice transition into Wale Dair, which I hope I pronounced that correctly. Is Pittman Jr. a must start every week now? And for my money, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cool.
I as long as
I love that.
as long as everybody is
Let's
healthy,
go.
I think he does get that every week designation from now on. I mean, obviously matchup dependent,
Plus targets in 4 games.
but
straight,
you're
right?
definitely playing him this week. The chemistry was real between him and Wentz. He is the alpha in that offense. We're finally seeing it. Another sneaky thing is Paris Campbell's coming out of nowhere, it seems. He's finally healthy. Got a couple targets last week. he produced on those targets. He will be that speedy addition, but I think we're going to see Paris Campbell take over that slot role as T.Y. Hilton gets back and healthy. He just came off the IR this week.
T.Y. who?
T.Y. Hopin.
T.Y. who?
T.Y. Hopin on a touchdown. But yeah,
Houston?
hey, listen. I don't really like T.Y. Hilton. I never have been on that train. But
T.Y. Houston.
Fair enough. For football purposes, Hilton will be back in that offense eventually. I think they take out Zach Pascal, who hasn't produced as much as they'd hoped for. He is that wide receiver 4. I think Hilton comes right back in on the outside. And you see the Indianapolis Colts start to make their push, and they are a playoff contender. So I think this is the ride that we're hoping for Pittman. Just to circle back on Pittman, I think Pittman going forward, dude, yeah, unless it's a terrible matchup, like if they're playing against like the Bills against Tre'Davious White or something like that, that's the only consideration if you have someone better than that. Yeah, Pittman is a ride or die from here on out, man.
Agreed, man. You definitely got to start him every single week.
And I love
great question.
I love that you said that the Colts are playoff contenders, because hopefully that means that Carson Wentz plays more than 75% of the season and we get that extra first round draft pick. Moving on to Big Greens. Gaskin is already playing in London. That was from earlier. Yep. Moving on down here. Andres Ayala.
All right, here we go. All right, this is a good one. Standard.
Go. Michael Pittman or Emmanuel Sanders at flex in a standard league. This one.
So how much do we love Pittman now? Because
all right, so Pittman scored for the first time last week, and Pittman's whole thing here is that he hasn't seen less than 6 targets since through week 2. It's 12, 12, 8, and 7, but it's not PPR.
Correct. So it doesn't matter about the targets per se. Yeah. It matters about the actual yardage and touchdowns.
I don't know. What do you do here?
You're banking on an Emmanuel Sanders touchdown here.
Will, what do you got?
Which I like, man. Which I like. Again, we're looking at the total, which is at 53.5, is the second highest total set for the week. And again, only 0.5 lower than Kansas City. I like Emmanuel Sanders, man. I just think that he's kind of like Dawson Knox in that offense, right? I mean, he's pretty much gonna give you, or is in contention to give you at least a touchdown every single game. So I'm gonna go with Emmanuel Sanders, especially in the standard league. So if it's not PPR, I'm rolling with Emmanuel Sanders.
You're looking for the breakout for the.
I think I'm gonna roll with it too. I think I'm gonna do that too. I just like I like having a piece of Josh Allen too. I also like having that Monday piece.
Absolutely, man. Good, nice
for the comeback if you need it. Like yeah. I would say Sanders too, just because of. I feel like touchdowns are going to go on the ground in Indy.
Really gotta look at this.
I think you're going to see a lot more. I think if it's a goal line, I think you're going to see JT. I think you might even see JT on the goal line through the air too. I don't really see a lot of like big blown, because I mean Houston's defense, believe it or not, I feel like their secondary is gritty. Like they'll put up a fight.
I'm going to roll with you guys and say Emmanuel Sanders breaks a big one this week.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right. I love both players this week. It's not a bad situation to be in, Andres, but I mean, you're not losing either way, whatever way you're going. But I think Sanders has the potential to have a bigger game. Like he can catch one and go all the way with it. Pittman, you're looking at more of a PPR matchup with Pittman, with the targets. With the target share, and like you said, I it could be a big Jonathan Taylor game. So yeah, give me Sanders. Go ahead. I'm with you guys. Don't have to write that one down.
I actually did though.
It's a close one. That's a good tilt, man. That's a good tilt.
A good one. And Brady, what's up, Brady? Welcome in. Jacobs or Booker PPR.
Ooh.
Chef.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Sure.
What's up?
Is Denver's defense really that real?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you think that they're really that real, then I'm leaning towards Booker, because I kind of been like, are they or are they not? But I just
They're
See,
looking
the tough
good.
thing is this, right? It's going to be the Raiders' first game without Gruden
Right. We
calling the
don't know
plays.
how it's going to
Yeah,
go.
so you don't know what's going to go. I don't like the unknown. I'm going to stick to what I know. And you know that Jason Clapp a lot at for the Giants is going to go ahead and run Booker, and
Damn,
then also
dude.
Booker is able to catch some passes out the backfield. So I'm going to play it safe, man. You may not want to hear that, Brady. I apologize, but I got to go. I got to go with Booker here, man. I got to go with Booker over Jacobs.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same page as you, and for just for simple reasons that that the Rams are giving up more to fantasy running backs, 25.6 fantasy points per week compared to 13.6 with Denver. Denver's front is definitely real. Like you said, the defensive coordinator is actually taking over the reins as interim head coach. We don't know what it's going to be like. We could say that, Jacobs comes out and rips faces off, but it's not likely. We haven't really seen a running back do so to Denver so far. I think this game is more of a passing game. I think Carr is going to get pressured. We don't see Jacobs getting utilized in the passing game as much as we would like ever. Maybe with Gruden that changes, but until I see otherwise, I'm going to roll with Booker, knowing that he's going to get the work up against a weaker defense in the Rams, which I don't understand how I can even say that, but it's just proof on paper that the Rams, they have all this talent in the world. They're just not producing on defense. I think they're just letting their offense just rip faces off.
And that's facts. That's facts. I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm going Booker too. It
So
is
it's
what it
Booker
is.
for the three of us, Brady.
Yeah, it's
Thanks
three
for
of us
joining
there
in,
for the
Brady.
Booker,
Hit
man.
that like and subscribe, man, if you like what you're
Please
watching.
do. Yeah, thank you. Please
Appreciate
do.
you.
All right, going down right here to Josh Poplove. Welcome in. PPR, Javonte or Jacobs. Also Lockett or Emmanuel Sanders. So we got two here. We got to pick running back and wide receiver. I think. Look, I know it's a timeshare, but based on everything we just said, I would take Javonte here over Jacobs.
Yes.
Okay.
Facts.
And then
The
this
Lockett
one's
over Sanders
Lockett
thing
is
is a
in.
little bit because we were saying
Right.
that it might be a Lockett game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Lockett game, and you did see when Geno did come in relief for Russell Wilson, who he was targeting last week in that Thursday night game against the Rams. So I think it's going to be more of the same. Metcalf is not as good as a route runner as Lockett, so I'm going to go ahead with Lockett to be able to do a little bit more on that side. Again, I'm all on board with Emmanuel Sanders, but if you're going to give me a choice of either Lockett or Sanders, I'm leaning more Lockett than Sanders this week.
Yeah, I'm on the same page, Will. You hit the nail on the head there. Give me Lockett, Javonte Williams. I think it's a breakout game for Javonte. And like we said, Lockett, he should be the veteran that scoops Geno Smith up, picks him up and says, "Hey, okay, I'm gonna be open for you no matter what, no matter where." Pittsburgh's defense 31st against the pass. So I'm leaning Lockett as well, even though Emmanuel Sanders has a good matchup this week. And Mr. Swanson's tilting on the tilt. I love
Come
it.
on now.
I see it.
No, I think you're right because I mean it's like, look, you have Emmanuel Sanders and Josh Allen, right? So you have this really young superstar quarterback with an aging who is still working out receiver, right? Still talented, still there. And then you have Geno Smith, who is Geno Smith. And then you have he's holding it together with Geno Smith, and then you have Lockett. So it's kind of like it tilts one way, then it tilts back the other way. But 31st against wide receivers, that's going to be my tilting point right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
as
Sanders,
much as we
they can be exploited in the secondary.
As much as we're hating on Geno Smith, for the real reason, like he threw the ball 17 times last week. He completed 10 of those for 131 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about it unless you're starting Geno Smith. You're worried about the interceptions. I'm really worried about, is he going to be able to throw the ball? What's going to be their game plan? And going up against Pittsburgh, they're going to have to throw the ball. And that's why I up against Pittsburgh. I mean, hey, I think Lockett can have a good day. I'm not even going to discount Metcalf having a bad day. Like, I'm not going to say that because I think it could be either or in any situation. But I think just Lockett in general, he's going to command the targets, being the veteran on the field. And
Not like what Will said.
And going up
as a
against
route
Joe
runner.
Hayden, Joe Hayden's been beat every
Yeah.
single week. I think they both match up against Hayden pretty well. Cameron Sutton can't cover anything in the slot. You know, Lockett can play from the slot as well. So I think it's a good day for Seattle wide receivers in general, even with Geno Smith at the helm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the Lockett side too. All right. So all day long, that was Javonte and Lockett. We got it. All right. Big Green says, didn't listen when y'all told me Tim Patrick over AJ Brown last week and it cost me the game. No, cuz. Big Greens.
Dude.
Look, we can say as much as we can here, but like after that hour in between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, when I'm by myself, I tilt again. And a lot of it is against when I'm playing against like you, Chef, or Juan, or like someone that's close. So I can't even like confide in you guys. So like I'm not in any leagues with Will, so I'm gonna start sending Will my last hour tweets now.
I got you, man. I got you,
like,
man.
all right, man. I need your help here.
Big Greens, don't take it personal, man. You know, we sit there. I'm a nervous kid like on Christmas morning. When you guys send in these tilts to us, I take them to heart, man. I'm watching throughout the Sunday game saying, okay, is it going to be AJ Brown or Tim Patrick? And I'm like, man, we got that one right. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I hope I didn't get one wrong. And
if we get one wrong, I take a long walk.
But hey, we were wrong on Cortland Sutton last week too, I believe, because I didn't play Sutton. I was worried about his injury designation because he didn't practice throughout the week, and it wound up biting me and cost me a matchup. So that's something that I do take to heart, and we appreciate you writing that in there. But go with your gut. As much as we give you advice, it's all about what you do. You take that advice and make your own decisions, and you live and die from your own decisions. But that's fantasy football, man, and that's what you have to love about it. So don't take it too hard. I mean, I like AJ Brown over Tim Patrick this week, if it makes any consolation.
Yeah,
all right,
I'll take that one too. Nice. Yeah, Big Range, thank you as always. Matt, what's going on? He says, what's up, guys? Can you pick two for me? So let's pick two for him. Darius, Tony, Herbert, and Cole Beasley.
I mean, the first two in that run.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take Beasley out of that. They've been just kind of scripting him out.
Sanders has come up. Cole Beasley's stock has gone down. You can see Zack Moss getting more work as well. So I think you got to take Cole Beasley out of that one. Dawson Knox is very, very good addition there, Will.
100%. And we answered this one too, right? Chef,
just now, yeah.
AJ Brown. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you got to play AJ Brown this week, even though he is getting shadow covered by Trey White. He will be that main target for Ryan Tannehill. But dude,
Justin, Will's a Giants fan.
He's a Giants fan.
Giants fan, man. New York Football Giants, Justin, all day, every day, man.
Justin's a Jets fan, dude.
Justin is a Jets fan.
Sorry to hear that, Justin.
He's in the trenches.
He's a big basketball fan, though. Justin, start following Will at Biased Opinions _ on Twitter, man, because he's going to help you out with your basketball lineups as well.
Yeah, man. They're going Tuesday, man. Look into that, man. They're going to definitely be putting out some NBA player props every single day starting Tuesday. So hit me up.
And Justin loves the props too, for sure. Oh, I forgot to send. I'm worst at this. All right. Jim Rambo, coolest name in fantasy football. Thank you and good luck.
Thanks, Jim.
That's a cool name, man. That is a great
dude.
name.
I wish I had that name.
Right, what a cool name. All right,
gotta go Pittman here, man.
Pittman or AJ Brown?
Yeah, I'm going Pittman.
It's just a bad matchup. I mean, Houston is
a tough matchup.
Bad, but you saw what the Colts were able to do against the Ravens, right? And I don't know how they ended up losing that game. It's fine because I was able to hit on my player props, and I also took the over on that game, so it worked out the way that I wanted to at 46.5. But yeah, I'm definitely going Pittman Jr. over here, man, over AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown, like we just mentioned, he does have that Trey White shadow coverage, which it's going to give him problems. I'm hoping that he does break away from it with Julio Jones on the field. Maybe he can get away from Trey White once or twice and get a big play. But it's going to be, you're going to see Derrick Henry and more of Derrick Henry, and then a little bit more of Derrick Henry. It's just the way they've been leaning week to week to week. They're leaning on Derrick Henry and the passing game, although the receivers haven't been in the lineups. Maybe that's why they're leaning on Henry so much. But no, that's their game script. That's their game plan week in, week out. I think Pittman being the number one in that offense and building the chemistry with Wentz. We saw it last week. Give me Pittman over AJB until I see more from AJB.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on board with that too. Adam Polio, welcome back, cuz. He's got Mike Williams, Deontay Johnson, or DK. Need to sit one. I like to sit one.
All right. I mean, we might have to do it here, guys.
Oh, this is
oh boy. Deontay Johnson against the Seattle Seahawks. You definitely want to play him, man. Like, you can't not play him. He's the main benefactor of targets. Yeah. DK Metcalf, we talked about him too. Like, he's got a great matchup going against James Pierre on the outside, who stinks. And then we have Mike Williams, who has a tougher matchup.
Man. Can you play all three somehow?
I mean,
Will, what do you got?
I'm sitting DK, man. Again,
okay, I just think thank you, because I was gonna say,
right. Yeah, I'm just thinking this is a Lockett game. Again, James sold me on Mike Williams. So I'm not benching Mike Williams under any circumstance.
It's gonna be tough, but I'm rolling with you, man.
Is gonna be that guy, man. I mean, Johnson's gonna get not only the targets, but he is gonna get those receptions. And I actually think this actually is gonna be a good game, guys, to bet the over. I think 43 is entirely too low for this game, especially in a primetime spot on Sunday Night Football. So I think that the odds makers are a little bit wrong in this game. There's gonna be a lot of points put up in this game, or at least more than 43. So I like Johnson in the spot. It's a Lockett game for me, man. So I'm fading DK in this one. But again, not a bad problem to have, man, when you got these three receivers on your team.
Yeah. I'm with you all the way, man. I'm taking Mike Williams. I'm taking Deontay Johnson. And unfortunately, if you have to, you're benching DK. Try to figure out a way, man, Adam, where you can fit all three of those guys in your lineup. I mean, I'd love to see who else you have in your flex spot that you'd have to bench DK, Deontay, or Mike Williams. I mean, unless you have a stud wide receiver core that these guys are one of these guys are your flex. Like, I don't understand that. But yeah, I mean, if you have to, DK is the guy I would sit this week.
Yep, I agree. I want to jump all the way. I'm going to skip over some right here and go all the way to the bottom because I saw this and it jumped out at me. Austin Smith, emergency situation. Welcome in. Happy Sunday.
Good flip.
Yeah, he just fleeced somebody for Chubb by trading Gaskin and Booker. His only other options at RB2 this week are Michelle and Ingram. So who does he play?
I would go with Michelle.
Yeah,
just to get some kind of work.
Yeah, so Sony's going to get some work in there. Yeah.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, I don't expect much, and you may have to take an L this week, Austin, because you made the trade, but Chubb will come back and definitely put you into the fantasy playoffs. But Michelle or Ingram, I'm leaning Michelle this week. It's a tough matchup with Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see Baltimore do anything on the ground. I mean, I'm sorry, Baltimore. Yeah, we didn't see Baltimore do anything on the ground outside of Lamar Jackson in the run defense. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with Michelle there, and hopefully he just helps you out and gets into the end zone on a goal line push or something.
Yeah, that's what you got to hope for. Evan Gettleman, what's up?
What's going on, Evan?
Sunday. He's got a half-point PPR question here. Zack Moss or Chase Edmonds?
Give me Moss.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Moss, man.
Moss,
again,
man.
Connor takes him. He takes all those snaps in the red zone. He takes all those away. So I'm liking Zack Moss over here. And like I said, it's a high scoring game. So Zack Moss is going to be able to do a couple of things down there in Tennessee. I'm going all in on Moss.
I think Moss last week had like something like 80% of the snap share. Was that what he 74% last week against Kansas City? If he has anywhere near that again, he's definitely going to outscore Chase Edmonds this week up against Tennessee.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's half points, so you're really not worried too much about the passing game as much as you would in full point PPR. So I think Zack Moss he can get it done today.
I agree. I love that. All right. Coming on down here, Justin. Another over-under question. Aaron Jones and DJ Moore, over-under 36.
Over. I mean, DJ
Smashed
Moore
it
is gonna
over
do
again.
his thing. Aaron Jones, you're gonna get that production on the ground and also in the passing game. So I like that's too low, man. I'm all in on 36. Actually, I think they'd actually be both good for 40. So yeah, Aaron Jones and DJ Moore, man, go over 36.
I like that. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, me too. I like it.
As long as AJ Dillon doesn't start stealing more carries, I'm okay with it.
That day is coming.
I
I
mean,
don't
we
think
started
it's
to see
today.
it last week, which makes
Yeah,
me a
but
little nervous, but it
Aaron
hasn't
Jones,
it's not going to fully happen overnight.
yeah.
So
Aaron Jones at least is going to get you at least one touchdown, or at least you're hoping for that, right? So that's
yeah,
where the points is going to be
Sure.
for him.
Yep. All right, got another one from Justin here. TJ Hawkinson, Brandon Bolden, Dawson Knox, Melvin Gordon, OBJ, start 2.
ooh, this is tough.
So I'm definitely going Knox. I'm definitely going
okay.
Knox. I mean,
Definitely,
I'm
yeah, I'm
going
with
Knox.
you there. You took the words right out of my mouth, Will. But Knox is definitely in your lineup. Melvin Gordon, we know he's going to lose touches to Javonte.
And OBJ. So I think Landry's back, right? I think Landry is
No,
back.
actually, I don't think he's playing.
No, he's not. Okay.
I think I looked. He was not removed from IR. He wasn't
Not ready
activated.
to return. Okay.
So, ready to return. Yeah.
So you know what? I'm gonna go with Knox and then OBJ for the simple fact that Cleveland's gonna have to put up some points, man. Cleveland's gonna have to put up some points. They may not do as much in the running game because they're only gonna be down to one main back in Kareem Hunt. So I like OBJ, especially. I mean, I feel like I've seen OBJ every single day on TV talking about like his production and him being inserted in the offense. So I just think after this week they're gonna try to get him involved a little bit more. So give me Dawson Knox and OBJ.
Yeah, I don't dislike that. Usually, I would push the button on TJ Hawkinson, but he's been dealing with a knee ailment. He is not 100%, although he will be playing this week. I think they should just rest him and take the L for Hawkinson this week, but they won't because they need a win in that organization. We saw the coach, who was that, Dan Campbell, crying his eyes out last week.
He just wants his
got
team
very
to win,
emotional.
Man. It's just
well, I mean, if you're going to be
heartbreaker after
emotional, sit
heartbreaker.
your stars when they're hurt. Like, don't keep punching them in there and expect greatness when they're banged up. But no, give me Dawson Knox. And you know what? I'll roll with you on the OBJ thing. He's got a great matchup this week. Marco Wilson on the right side for Arizona. Arizona can be beaten through the air. We've seen it happen. As long as that offensive line holds up, which I believe it will. Speaking of Wills, Jedrick Wills back in the mix for the offensive line for Cleveland Browns. That will help out Baker, hopefully standing up straight, and he should hopefully get some connection with OBJ because it hasn't been there yet, and that's the only thing that scares me. But in this scenario, Justin, I'm leaning just like Will is, Knox and OBJ.
So what scares you more? Does the split backfield of Williams and Gordon scare you more, or does we haven't seen it yet from OBJ scare you more?
The split backfield for me. Because I think and Melvin Gordon was banged up this whole week. Even though Javonte only got 42% of the snap share last week, he produced more for fantasy. And Las Vegas's defensive line has been doing pretty well against the running back. So I'm not going to discount them so much that Melvin Gordon isn't going to do anything. But I think Javonte Williams, if Denver can get up, I think Javonte Williams just sees more action and has a better fantasy day than Gordon, and that's what I'm afraid of.
In a perfect world, this is a 425 game. They would maybe possibly sit Melvin Gordon for the hip, and this would be Javonte Williams coming out party, which would make these tilts so much easier for everybody because it is so difficult to choose through that backfield. That being said, boys, I'm going to roll with you here. I'm going to go Knox and OBJ. Hawkinson's hurt. I'm not going to rely on Bolden at the moment. We've seen it before out of OBJ. You're hoping you're going to see it again. So give me Knox and OBJ for sure.
Yeah, and Bolden, guys, don't throw Bolden in your lineups unless you're absolutely desperate. All right, we still don't know who it's going to be yet. We don't know if it's going to be Ramondre Stevenson. We don't know if Damian Harris is going to get a third chance to produce without fumbling the ball. We don't know if J.J. Taylor is going to get a couple more passes. And we definitely know that they are going to lean on Hunter Henry, which they have been doing. We haven't even seen Jonnu Smith actually get targets.
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith, he's been sticking to the line, blocking more than anything else, and Hunter Henry's been getting those inside targets. So yeah, I'm off of Bolden until further notice, until we see a little bit more from him.
It's a tough backfield, man. It's the Patriots backfield.
It's always been a tough backfield, and it'll continue to be a tough
who's the guy
backfield.
Going to be? Yeah,
it's going to be Stevenson eventually.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
All right, Minnie Jordan, let's go. Welcome, man. I was
Jordan,
waiting to see where you were. My dude here. All right.
Oh, here we go. Another Collins question.
Another Collins question. For running back for PPR, Alex Collins or Chase Edmonds? Look at him.
Listen, you guys already know, man. You guys already know. So I'm gonna defer to you two because you already know where I'm on, man. You guys already know who I'm on for this game, for this pick right here.
Let's see. We know Will is going with Collins. Oh man, I don't know if I can do it, man. Yeah, give me Collins.
Okay,
give me Collins.
Me
Cleveland's defense is
Let's
real.
Go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm with
Good
it.
luck out there, Minnie Jordan.
That's a tough tilt, man.
And that dub, man.
It seems like those Collins questions, man. Those are just tough tilts because they're tough matchups.
Yeah, it's just what scares me, man, in Arizona is just that James Conner, I mean, he's just like guaranteed to get those snaps when they're in the red zone, right? And especially within the 10-yard line and gonna go score. Chase Edmonds is nowhere to be found. So that right there is just scares me. And I know that Alex Collins, I mean, obviously they got Dallas as well out there in Seattle, but I just like Alex Collins over Chase this week.
Did it happen? Did he score again?
Yeah.
Did James Robinson score?
No, he's down. He's down. And he fumbled.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he fumbled, but he retained it. He picked it back up, but he's down. It's not a touchdown. It's first and goal at the one.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's not down.
No, he's probably going to get in this play. Yeah, look, handoff.
There
to
it
Robinson
is.
in the end zone. Touchdown.
Let's go.
There you go.
I got him for anytime touchdown.
James
Let's go.
Robinson.
Let's go.
Well, a little thing about me here on this All Tilt is Real Fantasy Football podcast. I've been beating the drum for James Robinson even before the Etienne injury. Okay. All off season, I'm just one of the
right
biggest.
Now he's got
James
9
Robinson
for 47 and a tutty. So
seeing my undrafted man's come in there and do what he does, and finally getting recognized by Urban Meyer to use him the way that he should be used. I feel like a proud parent. Sometimes, God. You know what I mean? But I'm also doing. I will continue to do victory laps all season long from James Robinson. Justin, thank you for that.
Yeah, he came in last year and he had a good year. So yeah, definitely with that ETN injury, he definitely viable option. Yeah, I definitely had him in a player prop for anytime touchdown. So I just need to see some things from some other players, man. And we're good to go. Hopefully,
I like it. It's good to start to Sunday, boys. All right, getting back up to the tilts here. I believe our next one is going back to Zach here. Hunter Henry, Jared Cook, Evan Ingram, start one. Boy, Will, I'll kick this right to you.
All right, man. I'm fading Ingram, guys. I'm fading Ingram, so I'm gonna just make believe that we just got just 2 options as opposed to 3.
Yeah.
James probably feels my pain over here with Ingram, so I'm gonna go with probably Jared Cook, man. I'm gonna go with Jared Cook over here. Right. Hunter Henry, again, you guys alluded to earlier, he has been getting the production there, but I do like Jared Cook in this matchup.
Oh,
yeah,
wait a minute. I'm just seeing something here.
What you seeing, Chef? I'm telling to lean Cook here too, though.
This can't
be right. What are you looking at? What's going on?
Someone had him listed as out, which is not the case.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't. Hold on.
That's bad information.
Jared Cook was
one of the website. No, Hunter Henry. But no, I'm actually leaning Hunter Henry here. Just like we said earlier, Dallas is 25th against the tight end. Jared Cook is great, but we see Donald Parham coming in and stealing some work as well. Baltimore is weak against the tight end as well, but I think there's a lot more weapons on the Chargers offense that they could look for in and around the goal line. I think you're hoping that Jared Cook gets into the end zone compared to Hunter Henry's safer target floor and his production thus far. So give me Hunter Henry. It's close, but give me Henry over Jared Cook. And you're definitely not playing Evan Ingram.
No.
Especially with Shepard back in the offense. No.
You feel my pain, James. You feel my pain.
Oh, dude. I'll scan down there, dude. It's there. It's there on the ground right now. I don't even know if I want to hang it up. It's a bad situation.
Ooh,
I'm
put that in
pulling
storage, man.
I got the yeah, right. I just pulled it out of storage and cleaned it up, dusted it off, but I will not hang it up on the wall. It does not deserve to be there yet. It might have to go in my collectible section on the other side, out of camera view.
NFC East fans over here are dealing with a lot of tight end unfortunate things happening.
Yeah, shout out Zach Ertz for getting paid, man.
Good for him, though.
Good for Arizona.
Yeah, good for Arizona.
Bro, they're gonna. That's crazy. That's gonna be a legit. I mean, they're already a legit offense, but they're gonna be putting up some points, man. I mean, they should be putting up like 27 plus a game easily.
Yep.
And Zach Ertz is not playing. I know it was an option on the sleeper. Shout out
sleeper.
You cannot play Ertz again. He's not playing. He is not able to play this week for the Cardinals.
No double dipping.
I actually had a question on that. They're like, hey, Zach Ertz is viable to play again. I'm like, no. Do not do that. And the commissioner should step in and say, no, you are not allowed to play the same player twice.
They've done that in baseball before.
That's terrible.
I
mean, if the player plays, I get it, but he's not. Ertz isn't playing this week for the Cardinals. That's legally.
I guess it's different for football. But real quick story time here. Lenny Dykstra got traded from the Mets to the Phillies, and while it was a doubleheader. So he played for the Mets at Veterans Stadium for the Mets for the first game, and then got traded to the Phillies that same day, and then walked to the other side of the stadium as a Philly.
Wow,
crazy, right? Not the same thing for football though. And Justin says that we went up 3 subs today, so thank you.
Shout out, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Keep liking and subbing up, man.
Justin, the unpaid intern for the Fantasy Tilt is real.
Man, Justin's the man. He's on it all the time. All right, let's get back to Zach here. He's got Herbert, Henderson, or A-Rob. Start 2.
You gotta play Henderson.
You gotta play Henderson.
Yeah, that's the easy one.
And now you gotta pick between Bears.
Yeah.
Give me Herbert. I know he's going to get the carries. We know he's going to get work. They want to run the ball. We don't know if A-Rob's going to get the targets and what he's going to do with them, man. I'm still up in the air, but I'd rather have some kind of production out of Herbert than no production or minimal production out of A-Rob. I mean,
I tend to lean that way too.
It's tough. It's a tough tilt.
Let me ask you guys how you feel. What would you feel worse about? Would you feel worse about Allen Robinson lighting up your bench because you were sick of him and you put him there? Or would you feel worse about starting Allen Robinson and he doesn't perform when you were with
the latter?
Yeah,
the latter,
exactly, right?
Yeah.
If you put it that way, I mean, I would definitely like Allen Robinson to show up and say, "Hey, I'm finally here on my bench, and I know that Herbert's going to give me some kind of production," rather than betting on and we're banking on Allen Robinson doing something when he hasn't really produced lately. What have you done for me lately, Allen Robinson?
Exactly, man. And listen, a lot of people have shares of Herbert, man.
I mean, he was a hot waiver pickup this week, dude.
Yeah, man. It's just like I feel like out of every 3 questions we get a Herbert in there, man. So it's good, man.
A lot of sad David Montgomery.
I'm hoping we're right, man. I'm hoping we're right on this.
Me too. I got a lot of Herbert here.
Herbert is the guy to watch this week.
I'm going to be walking around.
My eyes are going to be glued to that Chicago Green Bay game. Shout out to the host of the DHH podcast, where you can check me out every Sunday night at 9:00. Doug Eddy, our host, he's out there at the game. So Chicago Green Bay, it's going to be one to watch.
Nice. All right, let's move on to Adam. Adam Polio, what's going on? Welcome back. Welcome in. He currently has Pittman in his flex. Does that change anything, or should I still sit? Oh, I'm sorry. This is from before. I got to jump back up here. Okay, so this is when we said we would sit DK between Deontay and Mike Williams. And he says he has currently has Pittman in his flex because we said in a perfect world he could play all 3.
I currently have Pittman in my flex. Does that change?
So that means he has another.
What? Wait. Reiterate this one for me.
Well, Swanson? So basically what it means is he has Pittman in his flex right now. So his starting receiver. All right, so he's got Mike Williams, Deontay Johnson, or DK, and he needs to sit one. We told him out of those 3 we would sit DK because of the matchup this week. But then we also said in a perfect world, try to find a way where you can play all 3. So currently he has Pittman in his flex. So if he has a 2 wide receiver slot up top, that means he's probably starting Deontay and
Mike Williams. He's playing
Okay, yeah.
Mike Williams and Deontay in there, and then he has Pittman in his slot. So he's asking Pittman or DK. Yeah, I'm still going with Pittman up against Houston.
Yeah, okay. I think we got it.
Hope that answers it for you, Adam. But yeah, that's tough, man. And it's going to be a hard pill to swallow to sit DK. But, oh, man, I hope we're right on that one. I'm writing that down because, man, if Lockett doesn't have a good game, man, we're going to be eating crow on that one.
What are we doing here? So this is
Speaking of eating crow, check out Crow. That's Mr. Swanson's little production company there. Okay, Crow. Okay. He makes jingles. Check out his newest video for Flex Seal. He is the voice of the Flex Seal guy. I don't know the Flex Seal guy's name, but
Phil Swift.
Phil Swift from Flex Seal.
Nice,
he just shout out. We saw the YouTube video out there. Mr. Swanson, feel free to share that on the Tilt is Real fantasy football page on Twitter at the Tilt is Real, all caps.
I'll share that today.
We'll definitely check that out, man.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you. And the whole thing is a perfect transition too, because if we're wrong about DK, I don't even know if Flex Seal can fix that.
All right, so it's past 11:30. Do we have the?
I'm looking now. I don't have.
All right, I got officials right here.
You got officials? So, this is where injuries become designations and designations become injuries.
All right, so for the actives, we have Allen Robinson, Joe Mixon, Terry McLaurin. Inactives, wait, what?
Whoa.
No. Oh, no, I'm sorry. T.Y. Hilton is active. DeAndre Swift
who?
is active. Hilton.
Houston.
T.Y.
Houston.
T.Y. Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll halt the hilt on that. How about that?
Halt the hilt.
Did you
was there more of a list, or was that the last?
That's what I got from from Ian Rappaport right now.
Is he texting you?
Yeah,
you good guy.
We're text buddies.
Nice, gotta love that. Justin over here says he picked up Damian Harris in a 10-man league and Herbert and Chuba in his leagues with 12-man. So nice. Yeah, getting
nice.
a lot of David Montgomery owners, me being one of them, scrambling, going just kind of down the depth chart.
You probably spent
How
the
far
waiver
down the
or
depth
the fat
chart
bid
did you go
on Damian Williams, and then Damian Williams winds up with the 2020. So you have to, for at least 1 week, you have to play Herbert in there. So that's
how far
that's
down the depth chart do you go before you're like, okay, I can't just play this guy because of opportunity? Like if Herbert was out, I don't know if I would play the next guy up just because of opportunity.
Oh yeah, you don't want to play the next guy up for them is I forget Ryan
his name
something.
Too. But that's the difference, is that you don't want to just play guys because the opportunity's there. But Herbert actually has looked like
Herbert is a class act, man.
Yeah, he's a good player. Like,
you're not playing Ryan Nall if Ryan Nall was the starter. Like, that's not something we would do here.
Yeah,
but Khalil Herbert can and will do something in the offense. Yeah. I think 18 carries last week for 75 yards says it. Up against a Las Vegas defense that's tough against the run, I think he's going to have a better game against Green Bay. So that's what it is for me. Not just because Herbert's getting the opportunity. I think he's going to get the majority of the share, and that's why I'm on Herbert this week.
Same. Brad Air said, what's up? It says Chuba, Aaron Jones, and Jamar Chase pick 2.
As much as I love Chuba Hubbard, I'm going with Aaron Jones and Jamar Chase here. You have to. They are on a different level than Chuba Hubbard. Yeah. And the Panthers are playing up against a tough team this week. It's not like they're just going to walk in there and expect to just knock the socks off of Minnesota. Minnesota's rushing defense is pretty stout, and I expect them to put up a fight up against these Carolina Panthers. And you can't take out Aaron Jones and Jamar Chase. Those two guys, they will have a day, and you do not want them on your bench
Jamar
for
Chase
any reason.
Look, I know it's 5 weeks into his rookie season, going into 6, but if you have ever seen just from an eye test what looks like a matchup-proof player, whoa.
I mean,
Jamar Chase is wow, man.
I mean, matchup-proof, yeah, but now he's going up against a Warrior from Detroit. He's just going to melt his face. I mean, it takes 2-3 passes for Jamar Chase, and Burrow is throwing him open, like, regardless of the matchup, and he just has a slam dunk matchup this week. There's no way I'm benching Jamar Chase. There's no way I'm benching Aaron Jones. even if Chubbard, now I'm saying it like Will was, even if Hubbard
I'm on that
was
too,
playing
man.
against the worst run defense in the league, I am still not benching Aaron Jones or Jamar Chase right now. I'm just not doing it.
Nah, you can't. I mean, yeah, Chubba is going to be Chubba. I'm sorry, it's going to be.
I'm liking the Chubbard, man.
I
we
think
could call him
Chubbard's
Chubbard
kind of
from here on out.
Let's call him Chubbard.
All right.
We got a
That's
little
it, man.
nicknames for people.
But
Let's
yeah, I
call him
mean,
Chubbard.
again, I mean, Aaron Jones, you could always count on that guy to have at least one touchdown. And again, it's going to be a divisional matchup, so I like that. And then Jamar Chase just has that chemistry with Joe Burrow dating back to his days at LSU. So I like that. I'm definitely gonna go with Aaron Jones and Jamar Chase in this one.
Nice. Justin says bold take here. He's got the Titans money line. Justin or Will, how do you feel about that?
I'm looking right now
So
to
that's
see
a bold
the value.
It's a bold
So
take.
it's at plus 205.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a bold take.
I don't know, Justin. I mean,
I would tease it. I would tease the spread, or just take the spread,
man.
or something.
I would definitely put that in a little teaser and push that up to 6 to 11 and a half.
Yeah,
and you still may lose.
After what I saw Tennessee, listen to your New York Football Jets out there. You can't. I mean, granted, they were without AJ Brown and Julio Jones, but still, that's unexcusable. You cannot lose to the New York Jets. No offense, Justin, but
Right.
I don't like this. I don't like this play
It's
right
too
here.
bold of a move, man.
Yeah,
Pull your bet back.
Yeah,
I think it's a tough one, man.
yeah, I don't know, but listen, good luck to you, man. That's some good value there. They're at plus 205 right there, so it's definitely some good odds. But yeah, you may want to go ahead and take a look into that teaser as well, because I think that that plus 11 and a half may be too much, but a money line, that's real risky, man. You're really betting it, man. You're really betting it this week. So
it's a full send. That's a full send from Justin. He never holds back. But Justin.
This just in. We have breaking news.
All right, guys, I had to hit the button, but
Yeah, what do we got?
Williams inactive for today. Tyson Williams is inactive.
Hey, he's been inactive for like 4 weeks.
No, he was in the lineup last week.
Oh,
man.
no, I know.
So
I'm being facetious.
Yeah, Latavius Murray, Devontae Freeman.
Listen.
I hate to say that name, Devontae Freeman. It's going to be a mixed backfield, dude. We don't know. It's going to be hard to call, and it's going to be hard to call.
I think the Lat Murray is a good play today.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I know we had him in one tilt, but just for all intents and purposes, Tyson Williams is inactive this week.
And Darius Slayton is out.
Darius Slayton's out?
Yes.
Ooh,
That was the next one I'm
wow.
gonna follow with.
guys,
Slayton
that could Darius Tony.
Yeah, man, that Tony pick.
Tony.
I don't know.
Pickens
Do
is
we
up.
still do Tony or Mike Williams?
Listen.
Yeah, is it Williams? Okay, wait. Okay,
Oh.
here it is. This is the one for the day. Is it Mike Williams or Kadarius Tony? You're like, oh, now. Oh, I'm gonna stay on the Williams
Kadarius,
side.
man. Let me tell
I know
you,
you are.
Listen. Again, I'm a homer, man, and I'm being biased, but Kadarius proved what he was able to do. I did watch, and another reason why I'm going with him is because I did watch a lot of him when he was in college, and not so much to watch him play, but I was watching a lot of Kyle Pitts. But when I went back after the Giants picked him, I mean, listen, all you have to do is just put the ball in that dude's hands. He'll take care of the rest. I mean, that guy runs like a sub 4.3 40. So I love Kadarius Toney. And he has some good hands, man. You saw that ridiculous catch he was able to do. He was able to make last week in Dallas, and putting up 189 yards, man, in your second game. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. So I'm going with Kadarius Toney.
All right, you got me. You got me. I'm with you now that Slayton is out. Not like it didn't matter much, but I'll take Tony in PPR. Maybe he has a couple more points, maybe a couple more targets, a couple more catches. The Rams is going to be a shootout. With Mike Williams not practicing this week, it just gives me a little bit of holding back a little bit on Mike Williams. If Mike Williams was a full participant, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But the fact that he was banged up with I believe, a knee.
He went into last week banged up.
Yeah, Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not saying he's
And
going to
he-
have a bad day. I don't
Look,
think he's going to
alright,
throw up
listen,
a goose
listen.
egg by
You
any
guys-
means.
you
But
guys make-
I think that Tony is. I mean, Tony was banged up a little bit this week too, but he did wind up practicing. Mike Williams didn't even practice, so that leads me to believe that Williams will play. He will be productive. How much? I don't know. We could see a bigger Keenan Allen game because it is a plus matchup for them.
Mhm.
So, for the ceiling
Just-
purposes, I think Tony's ceiling is a little bit higher this week than Williams because he is 100% and Williams isn't. That's what it
Just
is.
for
I think both of them
competitive
have a great game. I'm not going to tell them if it was a start sit like Tony or Williams, it's going to be tough, man. That's a tough tilt. That's a tough situation you have that you're in. But
between the three of us,
yeah,
just to stay competitive, I'm going to stay on the Williams side. Just so I can stay competitive with you guys all day long.
all right.
'Cause I'm just going to stay on the Williams side because you guys make great points because you're not wrong. Because you're not wrong at all.
I mean, I have both Tony and Williams
Will, you've seen
on
him in
one
college
team
a lot
in
more
our
than I have.
dynasty
Yeah,
team,
yeah,
Swanson.
yeah.
In Old Dirty Dynasty, I have Mike Williams and I have Kadarius Toney, but I am not pulling Kadarius Toney out of my taxi to put him in over Mike Williams. That's not something that I'm going to do. I'm just going to play Mike Williams.
Yeah, in that situation, I'm
In
rolling
dynasty
with you, James.
formats, you know?
Yeah,
Dynasty.
I'm rolling with you on that. Again, I have a lot of Tony shares, and if it's one of those deals where you have to take him out of your taxi spot, and swap him out for Williams, I wouldn't do it. But if they're
Not
both on
forcing
your
him into
roster,
my
then
lineups.
yeah. That's good right there. Murray,
Right.
Gordon, or Bateman, or
And
Bolden.
yeah. Now with the news
Oh,
of Tyson, Murray,
oh.
Gordon, Bateman, or Bolden.
This is the one. Oh, right. So
This is the one.
we're
from
going
before.
back. We're backtracking. And I said Bateman earlier. Give me Latavius Murray now. The backfield a little bit more solidified at 11:30 than it was at 11 o'clock.
Listen, your boy Will was on Murray from the get. You feel
All
me?
right,
So I'm
Will.
not switching sides over here.
Win
Your
it
boy
will.
is
Win
on
it
the-
will.
Let's go. Let's get on that train, man.
Win it with
And you know
Will.
who's gonna get in the end zone, man. I mean, seriously, like Latavius Murray, even if it's a split backfield down there with Freeman, it doesn't matter to me because you know that they're gonna put Murray in there, right? He's the bigger back, he's a more physical back, so I like him in that goal line situation with the Ravens. So I'm gonna go ahead all in on Murray on this one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm on the same board. Sorry. Zach says he has. Oh, dude, I have a similar situation. It is awful.
Dude, join the
CMC
club,
and
man. It's
Montgomery
tough.
and George Kittle and Russell Wilson. That is a rough card to be dealt.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, just Zach, based on your tilt, though, I'm pretty sure we mentioned earlier that you had you were tilting between all of you basically went to the waiver wire and you snatched up everybody that maybe people weren't.
I mean, that's probably
know.
why he had Herbert, Hubbard, and
Darrell
whoever else
Williams,
and
Khalil
Darrell
Herbert,
Williams.
and Collins.
Yeah,
Boom, I found it. There it is.
Yep, he had to play.
Yeah, so look, man,
he had to hit the
just
waivers
keep doing your
hard.
thing. Keep doing your thing. It's a long season. You'll be all right. We're gonna bounce back from it. I know it's tough early on, but you're gonna be all right. All right, moving down here to I like this, Justin, Mr. Ghosts,
Who's
which I
that?
assume is Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. Is that Sam Darnold?
Oh,
Mr.
he's talking
Ghost,
smack because
Kirk,
he's
or
better on
Danny
the Panthers
Tenpenny?
than he was on the Jets.
Oh, because he's upset. I get it.
Again, I'm not being biased, or maybe I am. I'm all in on Danny Dimes. I'm all in on Danny Dimes, man. Sam Darnold is. I'm just not a believer in. So all right, so if we're going in order, I like Danny Dimes, Sam Darnold, and then Kirk Cousins.
Oh man,
I
think
like Danny Dimes this week. I think he has the best chance of going back and forth with the Rams. They have been giving up passes. He also has the rushing floor. Sam Darnold, Minnesota defense, pretty stout against the quarterback, believe it or not. 10th against fantasy quarterbacks. Kirk,
how are they against rushing?
on the other side of the ball, Carolina's defense is real, dude. I know they haven't played. They're decent enough to stop them. It could be a low-scoring affair in my eyes, where we see a full 100% Dalvin Cook come back in this offense and just start running the ball. And on the opposite side, you may see Sam Darnold connect with DJ Moore a little bit. They try to control the clock, but I think ultimately, I think Minnesota wins this game, and it's going to be tough. I like Danny Dimes' upside though. For throwing the ball. If he's 100% and he's playing in this one, which it looks like he is, give me Danny Dimes or Danny Two Nickels, like he's been called on this show already.
Danny 10 pence.
Sixpence and two. Sixpence and foe.
I guess I'll take
Yeah.
I'll take Dimes. Ugh. I'll take Daniel Jones.
I'm sorry if you guys hear my son losing his stuff upstairs.
He's just pumped, man.
Can
He's
you
just
hear that?
excited. It's
Nah,
Sunday.
he's
He
ready
was
for
mad
game
because
day,
someone
man.
said Mr. Ghosts, called a man by his name, Darnold,
He's ready for game time, man. That's how I am
He
too.
might be
Had
ready
it
for a
not been
nap
in the-
if you guys can hear what I can hear. Ooh.
And Justin wants to know J-Rob or Nick Chubb rest of season.
Ooh, rest of season. That means he's trying to trade one of them.
I would imagine so.
I guess give me
So get rid of Chubb while you can. He had over 100 yards rushing last week, so I think his stock right now is as high as it's going to be. If you're looking between both players, yeah, he had ended up with 24 carries for 101 yards, and he also had 33 in the air. So I'd get rid of him. J-Rob is reliable. Obviously, if you're looking at sample size, you know what J-Rob gave you last year in this offense. It's more the same. He's doing it today in London, right? So he's doing it. He's not only a domestic man, he's international. J-Rob. So go ahead and stick with J-Rob, man. Stick with J-Rob and get what you can right now. Right now for Chubb.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm with you. I'm with
Going
you on
down the
that
stretch,
all the
too,
way.
towards the fantasy playoffs.
Except for week 9 up against Buffalo. Obviously, James Robinson has a bye next week, but except for week 9, I think the Jaguars have a pretty easy rushing schedule for the running back.
I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I'm going with J-Rob here. Nick Chubb is going to be splitting carries with Kareem Hunt no matter what happens, even though he will get his fair share. Never discounting Nick Chubb. Like you said, Will, if you have the opportunity to get rid of Nick Chubb right now for value, especially while he's injured this week and not going to be playing, go out and get him.
My bad. I was thinking Chubb, but you know what? Yeah, either way, I still like that. Go with J-Rob, man. Yeah, go with J-Rob because I think you'd be able to get a couple of players for Nick Chubb.
For sure.
This game's getting a lot closer. Tua just got picked.
Tua just threw a pick.
Could this be the game, guys? Could it be the game where the Jacksonville Jaguars finally get a win? They're
it's looking that way. It's 17-13.
A minute left in the third. See, these games in London be tricky, man. These games in London be tricky. So I stay away. Like when you're looking at betting the spread or even betting the over under, I stay away and I pretty much just zero in on player props because these games in London, man, is just I can't get a good feel.
You can't call them because the jet lag is real.
Yeah.
The jet lag is real. The situations of these guys practicing, flying over the ocean. It's a tilt. It really, to be honest, to be quite honest, the tilt is real for any of these London games. We can never call them. We saw Atlanta have a battle last week, and we're watching the Jaguars and Miami have a battle this week. So
plus, it's also very tough when you go to the sideline after you made a big run and you go to get some Gatorade out of a thing, and there's no Gatorade in there. It's all tea. I can't do it. It's all tea,
man.
And it's hot.
Scones.
And it's not even like iced tea. It's hot tea. I don't get it.
It's not refreshing.
It just makes it very difficult. No, but I agree. I stay away from those two, man. I would stick with props on those.
Sure. I like this question from Justin right here.
What do you got?
With Waddle showing up, do you guys think Waddle can be consistent now with Tua back? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so again, I mean, and sorry to cut you off, James, but
no,
if you're looking at the same thing as it's going on in Cincinnati, right? You got that chemistry that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase dating back to their days at LSU together, and it's the same thing with Tua and Waddle back when they were in Alabama. So I like that. I don't care how long Tua has been away. You don't forget that chemistry or that the mental portion of the game that you have with Waddle there. So I think that Waddle's upside, especially with Tua being back, is gonna be great. So if you got him, stick to him, man, and demand the world to get a trade for him.
Well said, 100%. I want to get up here to
Adon.
Friend Adon. Let's go with Adon. Welcome in. This has been a tough one all day long. Darrell Williams or Khalil Herbert?
Will.
So I'm not. You know what? Here I'm gonna go with Herbert, man. I'm gonna go with Herbert. Listen, I promise you, it seems like every three questions, we get
either
a Herbert question in there, right? It's a Herbert or a Tony question. So I'm gonna go with Herbert. again, it's a divisional game. Justin Fields is going to probably going to have to look to pass it over to Herbert out of there, out of the backfield, and then he's also going to get those rushing yards. So I like Herbert in this situation, and I'm going to pretty much stay away from Darrell Williams if you're going to give me these two options.
So I'm actually gonna go the other way, only because although the Bears are a run heavy offense, I feel like they're gonna be down against the Packers, and I think they might be down early, and I think it might force Fields to be doing a lot more through the air, and I don't know if I can really trust Herbert through the air yet. I don't actually think he has. Has he seen a target? Let me just.
No, he hasn't.
Forgive me for a second. Okay, that's what kind of like scares me. Give me Williams, just on a higher powered offense with a higher over under, because now I'm looking at those a lot more now too.
No, you're right. You're right by saying that, and I'm with you, Swanson, on that one. We saw Darrell Williams last week. Didn't get too much going, but against a tough Buffalo defense, he was able to have a 5.4 yards per carry. Didn't see too much, only had 5 attempts, but he did see 5 targets, caught 3 of those targets. And we know that Washington will give up points to the running back, 23rd up against that. We said it was going to be a shootout. We can expect that Kansas City gets up in this one and kind of maybe leans on the run a little bit more than what the Chicago Bears are going to have to do up against a stronger defense in the Green Bay Packers and keeping up with Aaron Rodgers. So I think that it's I don't know if it's Darrell or Darrell. I heard him be called Darrell in interviews.
I feel terrible because I don't know what it is.
I'm going to go with Darrell on this one.
And it's
Darrell Williams.
Darrell.
Yeah, so it's D Williams for me over Khalil Herbert in this one, Adon, and it's close, but that's the way I'm tilting this week.
And before we move on real quick, while we're on the subject of names, is it Cordero or Corridell?
Cordero.
No,
Cordero.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
all right,
Cordero,
good. Because that's one that I've heard both on too, and no one could give me the right answer. I want to call his mom and be like, Miss Patterson, could you answer a question for me?
Excuse me, Miss Patterson.
Excuse me, Miss Patterson. It's Corondale. All right, so let's fly through these real quick here.
We're almost there. Got 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left. Who's the better stash for PPR, Ramondre Stevenson or Demetric Felton?
Stevenson for sure.
Yeah, cool. Stevenson.
Zach, thanks, brother. We're here for you, man. Going on down here. Kicks from Mike. All right, Dak or Lamar today?
Oh, I like this one, but give me
Lamar,
Dak.
Man.
Oh, wow.
I'm going Lamar. Listen, Lamar, he does his thing, and also guys on you saw what I posted over there last week, James, in Underdog Fantasy. Anything under 300 total yards for passing and rushing for Lamar, I'm taking. This week he's actually up to 320, but I'm still taking it. He's going to give you those passing yards. He has to give you those passing yards, especially this week. If any other week so far for the NFL season, he has to give you it against Herbert, because Herbert's going to put up over 300 yards. Mock my words, write this down. I don't care. So Lamar's going to have to match that. And he's going to do his thing on the ground. So I like Lamar, and then also he's going to be able to give you probably a rushing touchdown.
You know what? After thinking about it and hearing what you just said, and then looking at the matchups a little bit deeper, I'm with you. I was gonna say Dak was gonna have a great game because it's Dak Prescott. Why wouldn't he? But you're right. Lamar Jackson's going to have to do what he did last week in the second half of football. Hopefully he could do it for a full game this week. But with Dallas going up against New England, I think Dallas is going to get ahead on this game. They are not going to have to pass it too much. You're going to see a lot more Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard come in and rush the ball, which limits Dak's ceiling. And I think Lamar Jackson is going to have to pass to stay in this one up against the Chargers, which Will pointed out, which is a great point. And I'm with you, Will. I'm riding with Lamar Jackson now. Tilt is real.
Hey, you saw what just happened a week ago, man, against Indianapolis Colts. They're going to have to rely heavily on him. Yeah. And also Bateman. Listen, Bateman's first game, so we'll see what. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Man. We'll see if he gets involved, right?
I am looking forward to see what happens with Bateman. I want to see that usage because I have him in Dynasty.
Right on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have him in Prime. I have him somewhere. I know I'm in a couple places. But it is 12 o'clock. It is noon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 hour away from week 6 started this morning, but that's too much tea. We are 1 hour away from the remainder of the live football.
The main
7 hours of commercial-free football. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, everybody that was here in the chat today. Great tilts. I think today more than any week out of these weeks, I've written down so many of them. And I'm just going to keep this piece of paper in my pocket and be walking around with it all day. And boys, I'll be talking to you too as things play out. You can find me at FFJohnJAWN Swanson on Twitter. You guys just have a great day. And Will, man, thank you for coming in, man. Because I loved having you on here. It was nice having another, great opinion, another angle to look at things. Really helps out with the tilts this morning. And yeah, that's all I got.
I appreciate you, boss.
Will, go ahead. Tell everybody where they can find your stuff. Plug away, dude.
Listen, do some college stuff, man, at campustocanton.com. Some college stuff for college betting, and also DFS, Ball Blast Football, Football Absurdity. I got a betting show that comes out every Saturday, as well as doing some stuff for Dynasty Vipers. You could also find me on YouTube at Biased Opinions, and then on Twitter at Biased Opinions _ guys. Again, I do this football, little football as well as NBA. So NBA starts on Tuesday. Guys, hit me up. Slide into those DMs. They are open. Don't be shy if you want to if you want to get on these player props and you want to get on these spreads. And if you want to make money, it is what it is.
That's the man right there.
And speaking of money, if you put your money down on Mike Gesicki today, you are definitely winning. My man had back-to-back receptions, 1 for 30, 1 for 20, while we're sitting here doing our outros. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Fantasy Football Sunday Tilt, live here every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you that don't know, you can find me at FF_chef on Twitter. Check out my profile there. You can see where I am all across the board. Easier said that way than trying to name everywhere you can find me. So until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in. Wait,
real quick.
You got one quick thing? What
forgot to thank a hashtag not quite yet a sponsor, but almost a sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, if your lineup this week does not quite work out and you need it to be fixed, then fix it with Flex Seal. Shout out to Tim Wright Productions, my buddy Tim out there. Go to I'll put it up on the Twitter page. But Flex Seal just released a new music video for the new campaign, and your boys on the vocals. Your boys' vocals are coming out of Phil Swift's mouth. It's like the coolest thing that I've ever seen. My man saws a grand piano in half.
I mean, that would be great. That would be great for a great sponsor. Shout out Flex Seal. I mean, Flex Seal could easily repair your tilts just like we can.
There you go.
Each and every Sunday here on the Fantasy Football Sunday Tilt with the Tilt is Real.
Phil, baby. That's a lot.
Until next Sunday, we're out. Enjoy the games, guys, and I hope you win your leagues. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tilt is Real Fantasy Podcast. Like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Check out our website at thetiltisreal.com for more great fantasy football content. We'll catch you guys next time on The Tilt is Real.